Yo, Twitch, what's up? I'm back from my trip, and I'm back in the duels. I am so behind. I have not played any Caverns of Times cards. Haven't played Twist this season. Certainly haven't played Duels. I may have missed the wave on Twist this month at least. I don't know. Fight Car with 2-year sub. Katie Page with 28-month subs. What's up, everybody? Hello. But yeah, I've been on a trip visiting family. We had the baby, doing trip stuff. Oh, it was so fun. You got to see all the extended side of mom's family, all the Filipino side of the family, which is always so much fun. They ate so much food. They had so much fun. Yep, and I'm back. So here we are. Let's status. Thanks for the 25 months. Welcome. I gotta catch up. We're gonna do Duels tonight, and then we're gonna do maybe some Brawl that came out today. I want to do Twist, but apparently the content people are doing on Twist isn't doing great, and people just aren't seemingly that interested in Twist. I don't know, man. Hearthstone just turned off fireside gatherings forever today. I got a lot of thoughts about Hearthstone these days. I need to air out at some point, but I don't know. I'm feeling a little discouraged about Hearthstone. I put up a Hearthstone video the other day that was, I did it on my trip. I didn't expect it to be good. It was a Caverns of Time pack opening. It was kind of like a day late, and it's the best I could do in a short window for Hearthstone content, but I felt like I had too many straight Marvel Snap videos, so I was like, I gotta put on a Hearthstone video. So I did a pack opening. I didn't expect it to be a great video. I kind of knew it was, last minute, haphazard, wasn't the hottest thing. But I thought, 25,000 views would be a poor performing video that I would find acceptable. In reality, it got 13,000 views, which for me that's the lowest performing video I've put out in probably 6 years maybe. Probably 6 years. Worst video in 6 years. I didn't think there was I didn't think videos could go that low these days, to be honest. It just absolutely cratered. No one had any interest in watching me open packs from a hotel room, which again, I didn't expect it to be good. I didn't think it'd be good, but I didn't know they could be that bad, I guess is what we'll say. So that was a little bit of a harrowing experience. So I was like, man, Hearthstone content really has to be nobody will watch Hearthstone content just because. I think people still watch Marvel Snap content just because, they're just into the game or whatever. It doesn't have to, in other words, it doesn't have to be great to watch Marvel Snap content. Hearthstone content has to be good or nobody cares. There is no sliding by anymore. I was just absolutely shocked how badly it did. I had low expectations and they were exceeded in the wrong direction. Yeah, so I don't know. Anyway, Yana, Katsrook, thank you guys for the subs. That's very, very nice. Appreciate that, everybody. The hype train already kicking off. By the way, is YouTube working for you guys? My YouTube tonight, at least on my PC, it's just not loading. I don't know what to do. When I go to YouTube, it won't load. I can't do anything. I don't know what I've done. Something is wrong with my YouTube. It just won't load in this browser. I went to a incognito browser and it loaded. There must be something wrong with my browser. I maybe need to restart or something. I just updated it though, so I don't know. I'll figure it out, whatever. I got my video out, so that's all that matters. Ad block? I do have an ad blocker on sometimes, but I have premium on YouTube, so I don't run an ad blocker on YouTube. I pay for premium. But I mean, yeah, maybe it could be something. I don't know. That's an idea, at least. You got more ideas than I got. Oh, hey! I think it might have worked. I think you might be right. It wasn't just an idea. It might have been the idea. I think you found the idea. You're absolutely right. It was ad blocker, dude. That's exactly what it was. I wonder if the ad blocker settings changed on either YouTube or somewhere else. Genius, chat. Who was that? This is a genius out there, man. Hold on, I deleted my cookies thinking that would help, and now I gotta turn back dark theme. Okay. You just saved me, man. You're a saint. An absolute saint. One second, guys. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. It worked though. You guys are a genius. You didn't even see me post a video of a pack opening. I've since unlisted it, so you won't find it now. I had to unlist it. The views are too low. It pulls down my view average, which I've got a couple sponsorships out right now, like being reviewed, and when they go to your channel and review your average views, I can't have a 13,000 view video in there. It'll just throw my numbers off too much. The problem was nobody watched it. YouTube didn't support it algorithmically because nobody liked it. Watch times were terrible and click-throughs were terrible. It's not YouTube's fault. It's the content's fault, but you know, once it's there, it continues to fail. So, Hype Train, everybody, thank you. How was your holiday? It was great, man. We had so much fun. Baby was just fantastic. It was a really long drive. We drove from Missouri to Texas, which was about a 17-hour day. That part sucked, but being there was very fun. Baby got to hang out and meet lots of family. I don't have any good pictures really necessarily, but yeah, but it was fun, man. Very successful trip. Great baby. We're lucky to have a very, very chill baby. She gets along with everybody and everything, so that definitely helped. All right, so tonight, like I said, I want to do duels and I want to do maybe Brawl CM depending on time. I'm gonna go for about 3 hours, and then we'll see. But Huggernaut, thanks for the sub. Live Buck with the 21 months. Thank you, Live Buck. I make the content entertaining. I don't know about that. I think you guys give me too much credit. I try, but 42 months for Huggernaut's insane. You guys are very nice. As a Swiss, it's mental you drive 17 hours just between states. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, it was actually we had one state in between our state and Texas. We only drove from Missouri, Oklahoma to Texas, but they're all so big that particularly Texas, it just takes, you know, it was about 5 hours in each state or something. So really quite insane. Yeah. Texas is so big though that you might be able to do 17 hours in Texas. I don't know, from end to end, maybe. Probably so, from the top left to the bottom right, like from Houston up to the Panhandle or whatever it's called up there. It's not really the Panhandle, that's Florida, but you know, that little jet part, El Paso to Houston or something, is pretty a long drive, I bet. But yeah, like all the way from East Missouri to Southwest Missouri, and then across Oklahoma was actually kind of the short part, and then Texas, big chunk of it. Anyway, let's do duels. We have a bunch of new Caverns of Time cards I have not played a single second of since I've been traveling. So I'd like to do some kind of cool new Caverns of Time themed duels run. Number one of interest to me is probably Cthulhu. Cthulhu got buffed, and we got the new Cthulhu support card, so we could run Caverns of Time, Cthulhu, and like Whispers of the Old Gods. I bet we could get a pretty sick Cthulhu package, maybe run like some tutors in the Cthulhu as well. Is there any particular class that would rock for that? Oh, we can also do Jades now in duels, like Jade Druid. Whoa. Maybe Cthulhu first, but Jade Druid in duels. We don't have Mean Streets, but we got a lot of the other Jade cards buffed. Jade duels, dude. So yeah, I would say let's do Cthulhu, but who's gonna have the best Caverns Cthulhu support cards? Like Warrior has Ancient Shield Bearer, but nothing that scales the Cthulhu. I mean, they all have a few, but any that are particularly good or otherwise like extra supportive somehow, like card draw or survivability or something. Rogue just got a lot of good cards like Scarab Lord. Blade of Cthulhu and Rogue is actually pretty cool. We could do Blade of Cthulhu. So Rogue is a possibility. Also dual class too could be a possibility. Any good dual class with Rogue? No. Priest Cthulhu doesn't look very good. Paladin Cthulhu's nothing. Mage Cthulhu is nothing. Hunter Cthulhu is nothing. Druid Cthulhu has Dark Arakoa. It's not bad, probably. Claxy Amber Weaver doesn't seem that good. So probably Warrior or Rogue actually seem the most interesting. Maybe Rogue. Is Vandar Rogue? Vandar has Rogue, right? Do any of these support... Oh, yes. Battle Tactics actually supports Cthulhu great because we could reduce its cost. Oh my god. And then Gambit summons a copy of Cthulhu with Stealth, which wouldn't activate its battle cry, but you could just have a giant Cthulhu if you felt alive. Okay. Yeah, this actually looks really fun. Big Cthulhu Rogue. That sounds sick, dude. So Caverns of Time. I'm excited. This looks fun. Caverns. So we definitely want... Wait, why don't I have the dude? Wait, what? Oh, I don't own it? What? Oh, I have to craft Cavern specific versions? Even though I own the versions from Mean Streets? No way. Hey, RegisKillbin. It's bugged at the moment. Blizzard did a blue post on it. Or it's not Mean Streets. Yeah, it's oh yeah, it's okay, these are fine. Yeah, it's Old Gods, which is in, right? So I can do it from Old Gods. Okay. I was thinking this was Mean Streets for a second. So that's actually probably going to be true for the Jade cards, right? If I want to run the Jade cards and I don't own them as Caverns cards. What is this? It's got the signature artwork, but it's not zoomed in. Man, I've missed a lot. You guys are up on all these bugs that I am not up on, man. That is funny. A lot of bugs, man. All right, so we want the Cthulhu cards that are good, I think, of course. I don't know how many of these are actually good. Like, is this actually any good? Is this actually any good? Is this actually any good? This is definitely not good. Is Twilight Elder actually any good? Doomcaller seems a little unnecessary to me. How many of these do I actually want? I mean, Twilight Elder's at least cheap. That's probably okay. I don't know about Crazed Worshipper, though. This actually already seems a little slow. This actually looks good, right? Oh yeah, it gives taunt, which is awesome. Yeah, that's great. Veclor in Duels, I just don't see how 2 6/7s is good enough, right? I think we'll have better payoffs. Like in Twist, I can imagine this is pretty good. In Duels, I don't know, man. That's really slow. Let's see what else we have access to, because if we run more Caverns cards and we run Old Gods cards, like we might, because like this is just a really good card, I think. Our hero power hits neutral minions specifically. Now it only hits 2 neutral minions, so theoretically having stuff like Cthulhu's Chosen and Crazed Worshipper goes in the pool of the potential Cthulhu discounts, but I'm actually okay with that. Like, we're not always gonna be able to hit Cthulhu super reliably, so I don't think we run Jades as a backup or anything, right? this worth it as a 6/4? I doubt it. Anything else that's just really good, like Acolyte of Pain? Oh, Ice Stalk of Cthulhu we definitely want. We could do something like Cult Apothecary for life gain. Sludge Belchers is a nice defensive card. I mean, we can run more complementary big stuff, maybe from Old Gods and Legacy and Core. I do realize now that the Veclor does get discounted, I guess, in this deck, which might actually make it worth it. Maybe the discount on the Veclor makes it good enough, if we really think about it. This good with Cthulhu? Maybe Veclor's good with our hero power. He's like a 5 mana, for instance. Like, okay, I can live with this at 5 mana. Hey, Daniel, dude, thanks for the 9 months. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. Dude, this Yogg looks so trippy, dude. The bug is really weird. The white space around it's awkward. So Legacy we could fill in with, and maybe Core, but I like the idea of only having 2 expansions, perhaps. Legacy. Oh, Shadow Step Cthulhu and Shadow Step Blade of Cthulhu both actually seem pretty good. Yeah. Shadow Step seems nuts. Fan of Knives, I think, is a generally useful card. Do we also want any kind of tutor? Something that can find the Cthulhu for us? Talon Forging sort of thing. For that, we would need to go to Core, which we would add a 3rd expansion, technically. 3rd set. Wait, Tess got banned in Duels? Has she always been banned in Duels? Am I crazy? Maybe she has. I don't know. We don't play Tess much. I like the idea of a Talon a lot, though. It seems like it could be very good. That would give us a 3rd set, because we have to unfortunately run both Caverns and Old Gods. If this were working and it wasn't bugged, or if I was not cheap and was willing to craft versions of the Caverns legendaries, we could actually... So this will get better if they fix this supposed bug. Right? Because right now I have to run Old Gods, which adds Old Gods to my pool, but I could have Caverns as my only Cthulhu cards, and then more easily run a 3rd set with like extra bounces or something. So this is a little bit worse right now. Anything else from Core that's just really good? I don't know the Duels meta enough right now to really give any insights. Like a Dirty Rat, a Freeze, and a Eviscerate seems kind of useless. Cards like Glacial Shard are always like sneaky good in Duels. Anything else that's really good with our hero power? We can do Zola with Cthulhu. It's like, if it sticks though, I don't know, man. You kind of think it's gonna... Dr. Boom, Ragnaros. Alex Raza is always an okay card, but probably not great. Legacy have anything big? Same stuff, right? Alex Straza? I mean, a cheap Alex Straza could actually enable a pretty cool Cthulhu, right? Because remember, we still have battle tactics, so like Alex Straza for 5 or something is pretty nice, and then you just Cthulhu it later. Spymaster's Gambit needs some big buff. Oh, I actually can't run Alex Straza because it's bigger than Cthulhu for Talon. No, it has to be less than 8. It needs to be 7 or less. Specifically, huh? Most of these at 7 or less don't really seem worth it to me. Dr. Boom's not good enough. Dormu's not good enough. Old Gods have anything else? Where these orders don't make any sense. Hogger. No. Caverns. I think I'm missing some Caverns legendaries I need to like open or craft. Are there any good Caverns legendaries? I don't like Death Rattle summon a taunt minion from your deck. That would actually be pretty sick, wouldn't it? With the Eye Stalk of Cthulhu. Maybe I should grab this. I need to open more packs though. You guys want to open some packs real quick? Maybe I'll open some packs and see if we can't grab that guy real fast. I need to open more caverns packs. Let's do that real fast and then see if we get him, and if not, I'll craft them. Caverns of Time? Okay. Twist Wonders, Caverns of Time. Let's buy 20 maybe? 2,000 gold? It's weird that this still shows 100, even though it shows 100 a pack here, but it kind of right now, if you just took a screenshot, it looks like I'm buying 20 packs for 100 gold, which obviously we know that's not right, but just a little confusing UI. I should probably update that text in real time. All right, let's try to get that dude. At the very least, get some dust. That dude would be cool. Give me that dude. I think these caverns packs are on average a pretty terrible deal, right? Like, because your odds of getting new cards, you're mostly getting old cards that you already own. I know there's duplicate protection, but only at the high rarities you're gonna get the, you know, like, only in 1 in 20 packs am I gonna actually get something useful, you know what I mean? I'm just getting dust most of the time. Oh, that's cool at least, okay. I don't know, like I said earlier, I've got a lot of thoughts right now about Hearthstone kind of swirling in my brain. I like the Fireside Gathering announcement today, like all the esports stuff recently, getting, you know, esports got gutted. It's just, Hearthstone is losing a lot of support, like outside the game support, because they're clearly cutting back on budget, and even the in the game stuff, it feels like it's more low-hanging fruit, you know. Caverns of Time, like, yeah, it's cool. I don't want to like downplay it because it is nice, but it's still kind of a low-hanging fruit, you know. Only 34 new cards, and they're kind of bundling them in with old cards. It's kind of weird instead of calling it a mini set. I don't know, just yeah, State of the Union address. I don't know what to make of it. It's like, it's not like the game is not getting new support. Like with the Fireside announcement, you know, they announced a new feature, which is a mass pack opening, but you know, it's not like the most amazing, exciting new feature. It's a nice quality of life thing. I'm glad it's going to be in the game, but it's not like something to lose your mind over, you know. And it sucks that good new things have to come with other things being cut. You know, it'd be nice to just get good new things and keep the status quo. So it's a little tough. Man, I didn't get a single freaking legendary. Shoot. Man, card games lately just they don't, do they ever feel rewarding? You know what I mean? Like, is anyone ever delighted by card game monetization experiences? Never, right? Snap has this awful feeling purchases. Hearthstone purchases, I don't think feel great. Like, diamond skins and stuff are so expensive now. Everybody has just super pricey oh, nice! Not the card we needed, but it's cool. I'll take it. It's fun. We like it. I think, you know, so many of these games have pretty good free-to-play experiences. Like, I think Snap's free-to-play experience is pretty good. I think Hearthstone's free-to-play experience is all right. The spending experiences have to compensate and subsidize the free-to-play experiences so much that spending just feels terrible. Which, you know, I want to maintain free-to-play experiences, sure. I guess we'll just craft that dude. I guess we'll give up. Since we got a legendary and it wasn't it. I can buy more, of course, but I'll wait. So we need more. Okay, build deck. Let's craft that guy. Voltron Prime. Oh, I have gold in it. I say, why am I missing Voltron Prime? What the heck? Anyway, I don't know. Just, you know, I was driving a lot yesterday. I had a lot of time to think about Hearthstone stuff. I guess. I don't know. All right. Valston Staghelm. It's cool, dude. It looks awesome. I only got 470 dust out of 25 packs. God, I spent 2,000 gold for like a fourth of a legendary. Oh, God. Did I add the dude? No, I didn't add the dude. Where is the dude? All right, this looks good. Valstan can hit the Eye Stalk of Cthulhu. We also have the Crazed Worshipper, which is kind of a counter synergy, but whatever. Crazed Worshipper's okay too, I guess. It's fine. And we have Veclor as well. Yeah, this guy's like kind of cool with the new Eye Stalk, but then there's already a couple counter synergy cards in Cthulhu, but I'm too worried. I don't care enough. It'll be fine. So, I don't know. Oh my god, I missed some gifted subs. What the heck? Stanberg, dude, thanks for the gifted sub. Congrats to John Koa. 1207. Thank you, Stanberg. Sorry I got a little distracted there. Not really a rant. I don't even know. Yeah, Paradox. Yeah, I know. The new 2-drop gave me Cthulhu taunt as well. But is it worth cutting all of the taunts to force that or not? Because you also lose the Cthulhu battle cry, right? Are you saying that's a bad thing? Maybe that's what you mean. Maybe I'll lose the Cthulhu battle cry and be sad. Maybe that's actually what you're trying to tell me. Because that's an interesting conversation too. Is this so big that it's worth keeping in hand? It takes a while to get big. I can Shadow Step a Disciple to make it pretty big. 4 mana 5/5, but it's not huge. I don't know. That doesn't really feel like the right stuff to me. I think I want the cheaper Cthulhu cards. You're saying it's bad. Yeah, okay. I understand. Is it bad to summon a 30/30 with taunt out of your deck for 6 mana though? I guess I would maybe challenge that notion. Sometimes, I guess, yes, but not always, right? Sometimes that might just be okay. I would venture. So this is pretty good. Cthulhu at 4 maybe, although maybe 6 is okay because we probably just want to burn this off with Disciple and get this moving on 4. Cthulhu on 5 would actually be possible in that case, I guess. Feels like this is a card that wants to go away though. So Cthulhu's 8. 20 is obviously the magic number. Eye Stalk is a 3/3 with Lifesteal. Real Spirit is fine for the Crazed Worshippers. I don't think we Shadow Step that guy, do we? Fan of Knives is cool with the 2/2 here specifically, but I think this is better. I mean, if this takes a couple hits, I sort of think playing a turn 5 Cthulhu that's like 10/10 might just be worth it. I don't know. In other words, it doesn't have to be a lethal hit, right? Let's see how many times this actually gets buffed, though. Because that certainly matters. I mean, I guess even just Cthulhu Shadow Step next turn is pretty insane as well, isn't it? Like, I can play it again the next turn. Uh-oh. Oh! Oh, so close, dude. They're going face. I mean, I think I just Cthulhu Shadow Step, don't I? He's 8/8 again next turn. He's 6 mana, so I can play him next turn. I can even Hero Power. Although it doesn't really do anything. For the record. I like the Shadow Step move. It's not amazing, but it's pretty good. Please die. I mean, is it maybe I leave it out? Because Blade of Cthulhu will buff it on board and then I can maybe hit face. And still Shadow Step it. Like the 8/8 threat. The 8/8 threat is something. I'm gonna leave it out. It's a tough call, but I'm gonna leave it out. It's enough to be annoying. Like, make them sort it out, you know? They're scared. They're scared. They're scared. It's not a lethal setup anyway if I pull it back is the problem, I think. If I could pull it back and know that it was a lethal setup, I'd be happier, but... Oh. weird. Okay. Now I don't know what to do. Oh, give it taunt is pretty cool though. Shadow Step now to play it again is not lethal because they have 19 and that would only, I think if I Shadow Step it goes back to 8, right? So that's only 12. So that's not any kind of play. Blade buffs it again. I mean, they didn't kill it last turn, so does it really need taunt, I guess, is a question. Maybe you still just Blade and force them to deal with it again next turn, right? Basically, we're in the exact same place we were last turn. I might still technically be dead, but I can't really heal anyways. I'm not changing that much. So let's just force them to do the same thing again, but hopefully not dead again here, and hopefully they didn't find an answer. Okay, 2 taunts. How annoying is that? Coin. Jam session. Oh, I can Shadow Step this guy again, but there's 2 taunts. Vanish. I mean, Shadow Step Cthulhu. Cthulhu's actually 11, so Shadow Step Cthulhu would hit. There's 16 on board, would push them to 5. That wouldn't. Like, if I hit first, they'd have. This is a 6/6. They'd have 17. I'd be a little off, right? Shadow Step is 6. I wouldn't be able to play anything else. Am I missing anything obvious here? Shadow Step this again, but again, I don't actually kill anything. Can make a really big eye stalk, I guess. I don't think there's any lethals though. I'm better off Shadow Stepping this guy, right, to buff this, I think. I don't know. 6. I mean, I'm assuming if we weren't dead before, I'm hoping we're still not dead, right? That's the goal here. Kind of playing for board instead of for battle cry. I don't know if that's right or not. Chaos Storm, don't stand in the fire. Oh, is that really enough? There's no way, right? How big is that? Oh, no, that's not even... Oh, I thought it was going to go off twice. That's not even what that is. It's definitely not big enough. No, okay. All right, not big enough. Yeah, it turns out going for the board worked, which is nice. Pillars of Fallen, we have no weapons, so I'm glad that was offered. That's always nice. Robes of Shrinking, I mean, we have some spells, but a single turn reduction doesn't seem worth it to me. I think it's recycling here. We don't have a ton of small bodies, but some of these small Cthulhu cards is giving me a little bit of extra time, a little bit of extra life. That actually seems okay. Just get, you know, five extra health somewhere along the way. Could keep us alive into our Cthulhu or whatever. Yeah. It was 5 health, so attack with 4 after the one I meant. You could, but it had another taunt behind it, right? It was 2 taunts, so I couldn't like get through to face or anything, if that's what you're getting at. There was no way to attack face, I think, the way we did it. Well, maybe, well, you can't attack and Shadow Step it, so no, because it would die to the attack, so I don't think so. Okay, we got to talk about this. These kind of suck. I mean, I think these cards are the most generically useful, right? Like just infinite value, particularly with like, you know, Spy Master's Gambit. That's kind of cool. This is just a good AoE. This is a good little removal spell sometimes. Like, I don't want to be too Jade guy. But these are 2 pretty bad cards, I think. And then... I mean, Poison Blade's like kind of interesting because this hero power we could press anyway, but it's like, when am I going to want to spend that 2 mana to like put in before the hero power for like a 2/3 or a 3/3 weapon? That's just not that good. So yeah, I think it's here. This is just not useful at all. Not remotely useful. We may end up getting enough Jade cards that we kind of become a soft Jade deck, which is fine for recycling, you know, just getting some extra bodies down. Even a 1/1 goes a little bit of a long way. The Poison Blade got buffed a ton, and I think it's still bad. These cards got buffed so significantly, and they're still not good. They're just still not good. All right.
For a fight, you found one.
This battlefield will be mine.
Cthulhu in hand early. That seems good. Yeah. We can keep Worshipper 2, another card to discount. We can even coin on 1, play Worshipper on 2. That might be really nice. Yeah, do we keep this Vanish just to reduce the odds of hitting another card that might eat our discount? I don't think so. But we might. Yeah, we did. We hit another card that eats our discount. It's unlikely in our deck. We didn't really have that many. Speaking of which, why don't I have a deck tracker running? What the heck? Let me get a deck tracker up. Sorry, guys. I'm a little out of sorts, as you might imagine. I have been all over the place. We still want to weave in hero powers, though, for sure. So, okay. I think I prefer to hit the Crazed Worshipper, obviously, because it's just easier to play down sooner. But I'm not going to play till turn 3 anyway, so I still have another turn to hit it, which is fine. We hit another card. Man. Oh, that's actually perfect. Yeah. This is not that good right now. We're really just playing towards Cthulhu, so... we'll probably play Cthulhu's Chosen first, unless there's a good thing to stop with the Crazed Worshipper, but there's probably not a good thing to stop. Let's see. All right, that's close at least. I've been having so much fun with Snap lately. The Loki hype is overstated, but Hearthstone still fills a need Snap can't. Yeah, I've actually been enjoying both a lot lately. I like both games so much still. I just really like card games, I think. I'm so excited to see new cards all the time. Like Snap, we had a bunch of data mined cards yesterday. There's so many cool designs. I loved seeing all the new Caverns of Times cards. Caverns of Time. I can't say it singular. Caverns of Time cards in Hearthstone. I thought that was so fun. Just like, oh man, look at this guy. He's not very good maybe, but he's so cool. Just seeing art and seeing names, and it hits some primal part of my childhood brain that just loved getting trading cards and opening cards and seeing artwork of stuff. It just scratches an itch. Card games do. Welcome back from your trip. I love the video with you holding a mic to your face in a hotel room. Yeah, thanks. That was unnecessary evil. All right, yeah, let's hero power and play a Worshipper, I guess. Like Valstan, we got 2 taunts. I think you can pull the 1/4 and the other guy, which the Ice Stalk, but they're not very big yet. So let's try to scale Cthulhu a little first if we can. Currently only a 9/9, which is good, but we're probably going to want to kill the Death Knight all at once, is my guess. So we need more. An Ice Stalk, or excuse me, a Blade would really help that process, obviously. Next turn, we can push Cthulhu down to 2. And Twilight Elder, we'll just hit this. Yeah, that's perfect. Cthulhu for 2 is so insane, dude. Like, why didn't I run more Zola stuff? I don't know what I was thinking. I should have ran more Zola stuff. I think I kind of forgot our Cthulhu was getting so cheap. Like, there's a lot of other bounce cards we didn't run, but that's because we were trying to keep a tight ship on expansions, which again will get better once they fix the bug. And I don't have to run Old Gods cards. I cannot pluralize things correctly today. But either way, like, just so many bounce options for this seems really good. Does this have to survive the damage or not? Seemed like no, right? Whenever this takes damage, yeah, it just takes damage. Okay. So I would say this is a pretty good Cthulhu target. We could go Jade Shuriken instead and just like Disciple Face. That's 5. How many other big things could we could maybe get like a Primus? Maybe saving for a Primus would be better. I think I like that better, actually, yeah. Still gonna need to push face 2 like this, so, you know, either way, it's pushing 5 face this turn. Cthulhu's up to 15? So we are really close. Really, really close. Hey, Ian Zinho, man, thanks for the 17 months. And Blazing Disciple for the 14 months. Good to see you, dude. It is also good to not see you. You know what I mean? I don't see you, but it's good to be here. It's good to be here. Don't empty hit too much for patchwork. That's a good thought, yeah. They could patchwork me. 4 cards in hand is nice. 25% there. 75% in our favor. Disguised Kathir. Oh, cool. It's going for a board clear. Yeah, that's fine. So 23 health on board. Oh, never mind. 33 health on board. Cthulhu's at 15. Beckoner plus Valstan is fine. Don't really benefit much from a fan of knives right now. Still think we wait on the blade. Patchwork just got a little scarier again, but I think we're okay. 33%. We'll be fine. I believe. I trust. I want to still keep them busy, you know. So this could pull a big eye stock, and it can also pull the 1/4, unfortunately. Again, I don't know if it's worth cutting the 1/4 or not. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Do you ever bait the Primus out with the Eye of Cthulhu just to blade it? Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, if I had an eye, yeah. That would be an awesome... Yeah, they think they're getting enormous... Well, they still do benefit, though, because they still get the... Oh, no. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Dodge it. I'm a genius. That guy's gone, too, which is even better. Let's go. Yeah, I think we just Anubarak now, don't we? Just try to grind them out a little bit. This Anubarak's actually nuts with our passive, giving us armor. That's really cool. They could technically have 2 patchworks, by the way, so we are not technically out of the woods on this. But you might think Anubarak also just grinds them down, you know? We'll see. Yeah, the hero power only works on neutrals, guys. You can't use it on a Anubarak. Reduce the cost of 2 random neutral minions. Anubarak being a rogue card doesn't get discounted. I mean, God, the opponent is almost in fatigue already. We're so early in duels here. This hits Eyestock always, right? Yeah, nice. But now with Blade gone, the Primus is actually just enormous, and they would go to like 42. So that's not as bad. Getting the Nerubian back is cool. So 35 is the number. Cthulhu's at 17. We kind of need like that Shadow Step almost. Oh, we also have Vanish. I don't really want to Vanish though because of the Nerubian. I think we just do this, right? We just Cthulhu. Oh, wait, I can play both. I can play both. Is that lethal 35? It's lethal. 31. I can play both. Oh my God, dude, this is insanity. It's 2 mana. I can play both. Oh my God, dude, this deck's actually gross. Oh my God, 6 mana Cthulhu, let's go. 8 mana Shadow Step Cthulhu is nuts. Oh my God. Yes, this might actually be a good duels build. I'm not gonna say we got it 100% right, obviously, but kind of maybe a good duels build. Yeah, Krusty's good for us. Good on our hero power. That's nice. Removal's good still. It's kind of a second blade. Not exactly, but kind of, right? It adds stats to something. It's just itself. But yeah, we'll take Krusty. Blood Moon, I think, a little too hard to use. That's so sick, dude. More Jade cards. Zeryl's bad. Thistletea's pretty bad. Yeah, it could hit Cthulhu, but not for 6 mana. Aya gets discounted and is again really good with really good, in fact, with the recycling. Yeah, we We're gonna become a Jade deck accidentally here, I think, but it's fine. It complements the recycling and Cthulhu game plan. I like it. I like it. Blade the Crusty in a pinch, dude. Yes, that's a great idea. Can Blade hit allied cards? I don't even know. Probably, but I'm not sure. All right. Duke Bears, thanks for the 57 months. Man, that's a big sub, actually. That's almost 5 years. My God, man, thank you. That's crazy. Crazed Worshipper on the discount. We don't have coin. It's not great. I think we can do better, actually, yeah. So they buffed Aya, right? Like, I think she was a 5/3 before? They took the time to buff Aya and made her a 6/3, right? I think. I do actually like it numerically better having the sixes line up, you know? That's kind of nice. It has a better sort of aesthetic to it, but... Wait, what? Oh, she's a tri-class card. Oh, no way, dude. No, she doesn't get discounted by battle tactics because she's tri-class. Oh, that's annoying. I get it, right? I get it. I don't hate it necessarily, but man, that's kind of sad. Aw, dude. She kind of counts as a rogue card, right? Oh, it's like you see the border, you think neutral, but whatever. Dang. This is a nasty board. I need Phantom Knives to go with this this Vanish, maybe. Shoot. Do I play this? It doesn't actually remove anything. Maybe I have to Crusty. Vanish is 2 turns away is the problem, right? My hero power here, I hit Valstan and Cthulhu. Can play, you know, the Valstan on 4, but it's not very good. Man, I wanted to Crusty. Maybe I should have Crustied on 3. This sucks. I think it's... I can't fall too far behind here. I need to do something. Let's just get some board back, and then hopefully also start getting some armor back, and then maybe Blade on 6. But I don't know. Turn 5 still looks really bad here. I need like... Ugh. Ugh. Oh, are they going to trade, though? That's good news, maybe. Oh, not gonna trade still. Going face. I like it. Go face, man. Do your thing. You be you, man. I can use this to clear and trade. I just don't get a Jade Golem. I can't combo, but that's fine. Not terrible. So if the board's nasty next turn, we can Blade something. If it's not nasty, maybe we try to get away with an Aya, but that seems pretty shaky. If it's really nasty, we can Vanish. We've got kind of 3 different lines. If it's sort of nasty, Blade, probably good. If it's really nasty, Vanish. If it's just a 3/4, maybe we get away with Aya, although that would make me pretty nervous too, to be honest, just because... Oh god, yeah. They don't play any other minions. I guess Blade's really good here. I guess you're gonna maybe get a 3/3 though, sometimes. Maybe not. No, guess not. Blade against a single 3/4 is good, but I'm down to 10 health, man. Ooh, eye stock. Has no buffs yet. I need the healing, but can I kill the opponent next turn? No, never, right? I just can't leave 3 damage on board, though, is the thing. There is a world where if I hit both Cthulhu and Eye Stalk off my hero power, I can play both this turn. I just don't really think that matters as a 1/1, right? I need to have that buff. I could like follow up with Blade of Cthulhu, but it's just too easy for them to clear. I think we need to try to do that maybe next turn, but this is a very scary position at 10 health. We just didn't hit enough early game to hit recycling. I mean, look how expensive our hand is. It's kind of crazy. None of our early game options. So I mean, Ice Stock's slightly bigger now, but it's just, it needs a turn to attack, and it doesn't have rush, so it's a little tough. That gives me armor. That's kind of good. Guess I'm not too mad about that. Ooh. Ooh. Is that worth it? No, I think we still hero power here into Ice Stock, right? Like, do we also Cthulhu? Maybe. If I get both, I can. I might hit the Val stand though. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, we hit the Val stand. Dang it. Like, yeah, I guess this is still the move, but it feels so risky. This gives Cthulhu +1/+1, which means that the Ice Stock would value trade. Is that better than a Val stand? Probably, right? A little extra life gain and a value trade might make it slightly harder to remove as well. And it's just two bodies that have taunt, which I guess also helps technically sometimes. That could help armor gain or life gain too. Just by denying more attacks, I mean. If they have like a face attack or something. Okay. Use removal on this. That's not too surprising. Still valuable though, because could be something that goes face sometimes. Lightning Storm for 4? That's scary. Little extra life gain though. Perpetual Flame. Ugh. So we probably have to use Cthulhu here defensively since he has taunt. Does he have taunt? It doesn't show taunt, but I guess he does. If I hover, yeah, he does. This is 5. Yeah. This does not feel like a winning line, but I'm just desperate, right? We're just hanging on for dear life here. You kind of hope they don't have lethal still, and you hope that Cthulhu is big enough to just grind this out on stats. Lethal seems... Oh, that's gonna leave Cthulhu alive at 1, maybe? Okay. We'll take it, I guess. That guy's not playable yet, thankfully, but that's gonna be game over very soon, I'm sure. Cthulhu eats some face damage. All right. And that is pretty bad for them, I would say. Fairly weak, right? If I don't play a taunt here, I do risk a face attack card hurting me. So I probably do want to play the Crazed Worshipper here. That's 6. Means I can't really play an Aya with it is the problem. And I'd like to get the Aya going too, but I think we have to do it this way. There's just too many potential face attack cards. But now I'm also just probably dead to this guy. Brucon ×2 is just so lethal. I can try to gain enough armor, but I just don't have a lot. Or really any. I mean, stuff has to die, basically. Oh, Vanish kind of beats that. Oh! Bro! It doesn't really matter. I was going to vanish anyway, I guess. But I lose some face damage. Does that actually pull? Oh, it pulls a Talon. Oh, nice. Okay. Talon pulls a Nubarak for me. That's a lot of mana spent, you know? Oh god, I'm so obviously dead. I don't know why I'm worried about anything here. I am so quite clearly dead. I mean, we'll try obviously, but we're very dead. Not being able to stick it through it and stuff makes all the... Oh no! No! The hand is full! No! That was the third card. Their hand was full, so it died. No, even worse. Sure, we were dead anyway, but that's a disaster. That's a disaster. They have to have 8 billion damage. Oh, the taunts, dude. That was a left-hand sided card. You know, the taunts are actually making a difference now. Really surprised. That turn they had that Serpent Shrine portal and the Alikir. I guess Alikir is really expensive, so that turn probably wasn't a lethal turn, but taunts were saving our butt, man. Ooh. Cthulhu actually sometimes costs 2 or less in our deck. So he would get poisonous? Does that mean he would just always clear a board? Deathly Death, I mean, not it. There's no way. Is Mummy Magic any good? We really don't have that many death rattles. It's like Aya, Talon, Valstan, Anubarak, I guess, is... the Anubarak would be actually pretty nasty, yeah. Band of Bees is really just discounted Cthuns, though. Nothing else is good. We literally only have Beckoner of Evil and discounted cards. So I don't think that's worth it, because we're not always going to have Cthulhu. So I guess it's Mummy Magic, and we maybe keep an eye out for more death rattles. Unfortunately, all of these are pretty bad. Just don't really synergize at all. Dude, Duels needs a logic tweak on passives, I gotta say. It's kind of getting crazy. All right, so we know Talon works for us, but I'm kind of tempted by these Jade telegrams, man. We've gotten enough Jades now. These seem sort of good. It's a really strong card, generally speaking, but I mean, it actually seems legit now. And a second Anubarak is decent for Mummy Magic. Unfortunately, he is full cost, so that's a little iffy, but just more Jades. I like the Blade of Cthulhu, and I kind of like Shadowcaster okay, but not really good enough, maybe. Does 2-mana Cthulhu count for hand? I think so. It should. I think it counts anything that's discounted, yeah. Because it says, like, cards that cost 2, not 2 cost cards, which I think is a different wording. At least in Stap it is. But anyway, again, I don't think one card is worth it necessarily, as I said. Okay, so Talon is awesome both on hero power and Mummy Magic and in general. If I get a Talon, that means we're going to have a Cthulhu, although Anubarak does cost the same as Cthulhu, so maybe keeping the Anubarak here is kind of free. Don't I actually have 2 Anubaraks now? Am I crazy? We have 2. Didn't I just get one with the Jade telegrams? I'm going to be hero powering early, so it's really just a question of like how much I think I'm alive or dead. These shamans kill you so fast, man. I guess this goes off twice. So I have a pretty good chance of hitting Cthulhu anyway. I need to find some early game. I can't rely on... Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Really, man? I got rid of Anubarak. So, dude, I drew the 2 cards that I want off the Talon that I kept in hand so I could get cheap cards. Like, is this the worst possible mulligan? I think it might be. Jade Shuriken's okay, I guess. I mean, the hero power is still gonna get really good on Cthulhu, so I'm not mad about it. It's like Talon's 3. That's a good curve play probably. Just because he has Reborn and the taunt's meaningful, it's like it's just a really annoying pile of bodies. So I'm probably pretty happy to play this on 3. Turn 4, do we hero power or play a Twilight Elder? Probably depends on what the opponent's got out. If I could get a Cthulhu card and hero power together, I'd be happier. But only really Beckoner or Twilight Geomancer supports that. So we'll see. And I think I turned on like streamer mode or something, and I don't really want it to be on, to be honest. I like being able to see my opponent's names, but I don't know how to do it. There's some hotkey, but I don't remember. I may have accidentally hit it someday or something while working on like a video. Maybe it had the same hotkey sequence or something. Killian, man, thanks for the 18 months. Does anybody know the hotkey for streamer mode where I don't see my opponents and my name? I don't know why I don't see my name in particular. Is that what's happening? I don't know. Control Shift S. Okay, maybe that did it. Mac or Windows? I've never had any Apple device. I guess I have an iPad. That's not true. I have one iPad. I think I had an iPod Touch when they first came out too, maybe. Alt F4. Oh, okay, let me try that real quick. I'll do that right before I play the Cthulhu, okay? Oh man, if I hit Cthulhu's Chosen here, I'm like the happiest guy on earth. I'm the happiest guy on earth. Let's go. I had a chance at Valstan and Cthulhu. We actually had the best two. We won a Cthulhu and... Oh my goodness! Regina's come to visit us in her spacesuit. She's playing Starfield. She's gonna go to space. Woo! You can't see her yet. You can't see her. There she is. Whoa! She's in space. Oh my god. Oh, she don't like that. She's too upside down. Hello, Regina. What? Yeah? Oh. Give me a band-aid. Regina! You going to space? You going to space? Playing Starfield? Yeah? What do you give it? 7 out of 10? Oh, you don't like it. You don't like it. Uh-oh. You're mad. You're mad at Starfield. Hero power or just double Cthulhu card for a Cthulhu next turn? Oh no! Mrs. Kilbin, she's mad! Miss Kilbin, we made her mad! I think we're just all in on Cthulhu and actually going face, right? He's just gonna get so big. He'll chip up any bodies here. Maybe we take this trade to really soften that up for any sort of hit here, or just so that Cthulhu for sure cleans it up if we need it to. We don't have a Cthulhu. Regina, why are you so mad? You had a long drive yesterday. You're tired, I bet. Oh my, she tooted. She's tooting. We got an emergency on our hand. She's tooting. I think I'll... Oh my gosh, Regina! Why do you never cry? She's very upset at us. Let's hit it. Regina, okay, I know we're not in space. It's okay. Yeah, she saw us playing Jades. Yeah, that's what it is. She saw Jades and started crying. That's actually hilarious, yeah. That's pretty funny. Oh, Lightning Storm, it does survive. So now I feel very, very compelled to Cthulhu. Although a Jade Shuriken also handles this now too. So we'll see. Is Cthulhu worth it just to get the 12-12, right? Like clean up, get a 12-12. If I had a Shadow Step in particular, we know we can play it next turn, so it'd feel really good. Bye, Regina. She's happy now that Mom took her. That's not very nice, Regina. That's not very kind of you. Man, Worshipper Shuriken's not bad either, actually. This thing discounting stuff. Is that scarier than a 5-1? Not with the taunt on board, right? I think this is okay. What am I playing next turn? Cthulhu is a possibility. My thought is, though, too, they have 6 health on board, right? So they have 30 health. So Cthulhu pushes down 12. They're at 18. It doesn't quite set up a lethal, but it's close because it would be like 15 here.
I need a plan.
I don't know. I better tidy up. Shaman can do a lot of damage. I want to be safe here. Let's wait. We can make him bigger. So Veclor also a possibility, but I can't if I go for the hero power, I can't guarantee a Veclor hit. So that's a little risky. That's like I mean, I'm a hero power anyway and just see what we roll into, right? And then if it works, we play Veclor. If not, we don't. I think the first Veclor we've really seen, isn't it? These being 1/1s now does reduce a lot of pressure, doesn't it? That feels so much nicer. Oh, it's bored. I need to vanish. This is gross. Do I ever use Cthulhu to clear? This board's really high pressure, man. These 3 extra bodies, well, really 6 extra. I just don't feel like Veclor is good enough. 9 and 4 is 13, 15. Cthulhu doesn't even clear necessarily, but you know, it tidies. It keeps me alive, probably. It's still really hard to answer. I think I have to try to stabilize here. We can even disciple first, I guess, huh? Yeah, that's better. Let's do that. Since we hit the discount on Cthulhu. That helps a lot. Makes it far more likely to clear. And of course, just creates a nice threat too. Even harder to deal with. Not that they can't deal with it, just, you know, makes life awkward. So now it's like, okay, we answered that check, and now it's like, okay, if Cthulhu can't seal the deal here, which he may not, we still have a new Barak value, Twin Emperor boards, you know, we're not out of it here. We're still pushing pretty hard, I hope. Charged call. So they're gonna try to go toe to toe with Cthulhu, and they might hit that stupid rabbit. No. Dude, are you actually insane? There, no, it's not on rabbit, it's on 8. Like, oh my god, dude, that is the grossest. Dude. I need Blade of Cthulhu. Dude, this is the grossest thing I've ever seen. What of all the 8 drops in duels, dude? Like, come on.
I need a plan.
Of all the 8 drops and of all of duels, you're actually doing this to me right now. I need Krusty or Blade. Krusty actually is even better than Blade. I don't know why I want Blade. I need Krusty. Krusty to get these stats back. I literally can't believe all the 8 drops. There's like there's got to be what 100 8 drops in duels, something like that. Roughly that. They've got their dude down now too. I mean, if I don't hit Blade or Krusty, we're done. This guy could thin the deck a little. We got Twilight Geomancer, I guess, only. So not really enough thinning, but a little. That still only goes off once, right? Dude, imagine a Dark Iron Skulker this game too with all these stupid 1/1s. I think they're gonna have to trade in at least on my 12/12, which buys me a little time, but not enough to really matter. But an attack here hits this guy. If they hit here, they could maybe. Oh wait, what? Are they gonna leave this up? Oh no, it's gonna eat it. Oh, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. It's gonna eat it. They're trying to be able to kill this without taking 12 to the face is what's happening. They're trying to figure out how to kill this. They're hoping another taunt doesn't come out. That's a big risk though. If another taunt came out, they might have missed, and I somehow still did not hit the freaking...
Never be afraid of power.
I'm beyond outraged, man. I'm beyond outraged. I didn't hit any of my removal. I actually have a Krusty that can kill this, and I just can't draw it. I'm dead. Surely they can remove these, right? I mean, not technically on board. I didn't even look what else was in hand. I didn't even see. I just assumed the Brucon was automatically the worst. I don't know if that's true, but it seemed like it anyway. Seems like an AoE here is wiping out, right? They're gonna hit me for 32. What an absolutely tilting way to lose a game, by the way. Just completely insanely tilting. Just a casual... Just, you know, oh, they're gonna... Oh, I'm still dead to a hero attack, yeah. I'm gonna say I'm at 33 now. I'm technically alive. A casual abominable lieutenant, dude. It's so frustrating. It's just so random, you know. I actually wish I knew how many duels 8 drops there are, but it's got to be 100. It's got to be 100, right? There's so many expansions in duels. I don't know if this is accurate or not. I guess it is Discover, which does limit it a little bit. Actually, if I think about Discover, there's 40 neutral Discovers and 11, so there's 51, if that's even accurate. Oh, there's some spells in there, so let's say 45. 45 neutral. This seems really good, right? This does actually hit Cthulhu, but it doesn't seem worth it normally. I think we just need this. We've needed removal a few times. Let's just say roughly, right? 45. And they got 3 choices. So you're talking about a 1 in 15, maybe. I mean, that's not that crazy, to be honest, but still, a 1 in 15 to get a game completely stolen from you feels a little bad, to be honest. Another Blade of Cthulhu or just more small Cthulhu cards? I think more small Cthulhu cards is pretty good. Doomsayer's really bad with our hero power eating a spot. There's no good death rattles here, though. I mean, Lotus Agents are pretty good cards, to be honest. Just giving me more early game and more, like, bailout options. Maybe we need that, a little bit of bailout. Because this still supports Cthulhu, but then we get choice. Like, you know, these aren't that good. And this is really bad. Let's do this. It's exactly 50. Okay, there you go. That sounds wrong. I'm looking at, well, I'm looking at the website, but I don't even know if it's right. The website may be wrong. I don't know how active this website is managed on the official website. Some of it's wrong usually. Either way, it was frustrating, right? Like, what a roll.
This battlefield will be mine.
Okay, so a couple good Cthulhu enablers here that we can also discount and play one of these on turn 2. That seems really good. And then maybe Jade Telegram on 3 even. Stack Helm doesn't mess it up right now as far as playing a 2-drop is concerned. So that's nice. Stack Helm is actually a really good card with Death Rattle now. Just a lot of it's 4 bodies in 1, which helps with recycling and so on. And card draw, sort of draw, you know. Draw. Resource creation, let's say. Ice Stock as well is another card that can get hit here, but that's not one we actually want. We want this one, really. Bro. Hidden. Oh my god, dude. Are you? Oh my god, dude. This Duels deck is actually so cool, but we keep getting completely scammed. God. Thank God they didn't have a minion to follow up at least. Oh my goodness, dude. We're getting scammed, I feel like. Very frustrating. Greedy gains the hidden meaning, man. And this is just such a good card to get, right? Because normally they just get a pile of stats, which we wouldn't be intimidated by at all. But the fact that this can turn into extra stuff, I think makes life really, really scary. I mean, I guess we'll just steal a card from them. Jungle Jammer, I mean, that's damage, but I'm actually a little more scared about losing the board, maybe. I don't want to have to wand yet. High Main's a little later. We can deal with that later. Ram Tamer, I mean, a 5/4 with stealth, is that scarier than Jungle Jammer? The stealth gets handled by wand. It's a little off curve. This is on curve. I guess I'm gonna get rid of the Jungle Jammer, man. I don't know. I'm really scared this is gonna buff this right now or something nasty's gonna happen. But I think I need to set up at least. Yeah. Dude, Greedy Gains is so gross in this deck. I'm gonna die before I get to this wand, man. That's actually not even a joke. I think I'm serious. I think I'm actually gonna die before I get to this wand. This might be just enough to keep me alive. Wait, why didn't this copy? Oh, Greedy Gains made it cost 4. That's why. Oh, I guess also I forgot that actually costs 5, that 3-drop. So I think I did pick the right card then, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna try to use this to stay alive. Technically I'm alive if they have to hit it. I'm at 18 and they have 13 damage showing. I guess even more, 19 with recycling. Maybe I should have traded these in for recycling's sake, but I'm trying to get max disintegrate. Oh, I forgot about hero power. Oh, am I an idiot? I am not an idiot, but I'm close. I'll be honest, I thought they had the hero power that gave them beasts when secrets activated. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I thought that's what they had. Should I trade in first, right? Is what I'm thinking about here. Like, should I just throw away these cards to get a little armor, which I didn't do last turn and I now regret? Or do I need them on board to deal with the next wave of threats? You know what I mean? Maybe I just like throw this in just as a bit of a hedge. You hero power. I definitely don't hero power. I will die. The hero power does not hit spells. So I will be dead. Let's trade in 1. Chat seems to agree. Maybe that 1 health makes a difference. I don't know. All right. Okay, so Blade kills 1 of those, but only 1. Which means I have to rely on the Worshipper, which means those just keep snowballing into insanity. And I can't even... I mean, surely I'm dead in that case, right? Because the hero power, it goes to 6. They trade into the Worshipper cleanly at 6, and then I'm just dead on board. This does not have taunt itself. I guess I'm just dead on board, right? Blade trade puts me at 5. That's not enough. I mean, maybe there's a chance they don't see it. I think that's literally my best bet, is if they don't see it. But it's guaranteed lethal, I think. Or even over lethal, really. Super lethal. They see it. Dude, I feel like we got completely scammed this run. I mean, maybe that's duels, but... Dang, I feel like this had so much more potential than it got. I do feel like we could maybe make the deck better, for the record, too, and our passives definitely weren't good, but man, that is a really promising deck. Like, that did not live up to its possibilities by any means. A couple really tough breaks in games and really tough breaks on passives as well. Listen, I want to do another duels run, honestly, but I want to do a heroic Brawliseum first. The heroic Brawliseum came out today. It's wild. I want to do one just for a video. Oh, hey, nice. Oh, golden tier. Let's go. That was a good pack. Man, I need that. All right. Let's do the heroic Brawliseum real quick. Where is that on the main page now? Oh, there it is. I don't think anyone should do this. Like, no one should do this. Gonna end up paying for duels runs really soon if I'm not careful. I need to be careful with my gold, but I'm too lazy to tab out and buy runestones right now. So let's do a heroic tavern brawl. I don't think anyone should do this. I think this is a bad idea for 99% of players. I think your rewards are very unlikely to be worth it for you unless you are just incredibly good at the game, which unfortunately most people are not incredibly good at the game. But As a content creator, I can afford to spend $10. You know, I'll get that back on a video. So for me, it's kind of worth it. Now, that said, I played this Mech Paladin in wild format to Legend last month with a 90% win rate. This deck right here had a 90% win rate for me to Legend in Wild a few weeks ago. That was before some of the new buffs and changes, but I suspect it's still very good. And since I was able to win so consistently with this on the climb, I thought I'd give this a try in the Brawliseum just to see if I can't do a high roll real quick, because it's just really fast, super quick games. We can burn through these so quickly and easily, and we might be able to crank out a big win total with this particular deck, which I think is also pretty easy to play. If you are going to venture into the Wild Brawliseum, a deck like this might be one of your better bets, because it's easy to play, easy to mulligan, and so on. Riggedy Raw with 2 years, by the way, man. Thank you for the awesome 24 months, Riggedy Raw. I'd love to see you play an anti-shaman deck, like in duels. Good luck. Sorry, I don't know what it'd be. I don't know. They just have so much damage and so much value. Can you show the deck code, please? I think maybe if you hit exclamation mark deck, it'll it didn't. And I don't have it now. I'm sorry. Maybe here. Here you go. Yeah, I have a 91.3% win rate with this deck right now. I think the code's in there if you look. I'm not sure. All right, so with this deck, it's a real simple equation. If you don't have a Mech Warper or Galvanizer, or a Radar Detector or a Stoneheart's Vindicator, you throw it away. You need to make sure you can refill and discount your maximum. You want to go for big turn 3s, big turn 2s. If you don't have those cards, toss it. So we have the Stoneheart's Vindicator, thankfully, so we can coin this on turn 2 and reload a ton with Radar Detector, fill up for an enormous turn 3. In fact, sometimes, let me think here. You can play the I gotta remind myself how this is gonna go. We can play the Frequency Oscillator early to bank that discount. Sometimes you can cheat a Mech Warper even a little bit sooner, or play 2 Mech Warpers. That's not gonna happen in this game though, because... But we can actually still tempo this. It's fine to bank this discount. I'm sorry, I'm just reminding myself how all this pans out. It'll stay till turn 3. Okay, this is fine. We're just holding it so that we can cheese more on the post. So turn 3 is basically when we're gonna pop off this game. So it's all good. We go here, we play the Vindicator, we draw off Radar Detector, we hope to hit 4 or 5 cards. We need a Mech Warper or a Galvanizer specifically. If we don't hit either of those, things get a little hairy, but we hit a Galvanizer, we got 4 cards, so we're very happy. Galvanizer goes off next turn, we go boom, 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 and we go crazy. So that's nasty, but oh my god. Okay. All right. Actually should have played. I made a mistake already. I'm sure you might be seeing it. I should have played the Drone Deconstructor after the first Galvanizer. It's not necessarily a mistake because you also want to buff your Security Automaton, so it's kind of debatable, but definitely a consideration. All right, we're gonna play this one just to buff again here, because we want to build a big board for Crusader Aura, basically. And we want to ensure survivability, of course, as well. So Cold Case, that's a big old buff. We have to... Oh, man, they're not even hitting the 1-1. Jeez, okay. All right. We could arguably go for a bubble bot here, but I think just smacking now is right. We do need to kill this guy, so we'll use this to prevent any shenanigans, but otherwise we're just going face. Like, we're just turning it on. All right, so monster board. We're a little susceptible to freeze, you know, but whatever. Oh, that's a snipe. Look at that, man. Star power. That can't be good enough, right? No way. Not good enough. Yeah. Cool. Man, that was actually like the worst rolls. Maybe like everything's at 1. What terrible rolls. All right, that's the story of the deck right there. Vestman, dude, thanks to 15 months. Hope you had a good trip. I did, dude. I did. Yeah, streamer mode's still on, man. What's the deal? You guys told me I turned it off. I was lied to. You guys lied to me, man. All right, man. We might finish this thing in 5 minutes. This run's gonna go fast. There's a name. Okay.
You asked for it.
Maybe it's working. Ooh. 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 If only we had coin, man. We can keep this though. That's fine. Gold Wing's not really the right sort of card for this. We want to go super wide, super fast. That's better. So this is basically radar detector on 2. Pop off on turn 3. We really need to find probably an oscillator or, of course, again, mech warper and galvanizer, and we'll be very, very happy. Hi, Pobre Fitu. What's up, man? Vindicator's actually a little unnecessary. It doesn't hurt as long as we don't draw the other radar detector. You could sometimes arguably tempo an automaton and go for that route, but it's not worth it. We're just going to radar detector 2. In other words, turn 3 is not too late for the pop off, right? Like, I think I remember playing against some people with this deck where they would kind of tempo out 1-drops a little bit and then not have a monster turn 3 swing, which might be right if you're scared that your opponent is also going to have a crazy pop off, or you got to keep up, but most of the time, okay, so only the mech warper right now, but we do have an oscillator, which basically allows us to make something else cost a lot less. So mech warper, oscillator next turn. We have 1 mana remaining. That makes the security automaton 0. We play that. We dump both drone constructors, a glowtron, and a mini bot. Maybe. Does that sound right? I guess I can play the oscillator anytime, and it's the same difference, right? Doesn't actually matter. As long as I get my order right. Rush here might be cool. Poisonous again, huh? I don't like stacking things up too much, in particular with the Bubble Bot and the Skyclaw. I don't even think I want to magnetize here. I think we just go max buffs on this and max width. In other words, magnetizing might be overrated. All right, let's just go big. Again, some susceptibility to freeze, but I don't think that's a big risk. Especially in an Arcane Worm deck. But, worth acknowledging anyway. So next turn, obviously we have Bubble Bot or Skyclaw to follow up. Skyclaw is a little better, obviously, with more spots, but still good because of the attack buff. Bubble Bot obviously makes us insanely defensible with Taunt and Divine Shield, which is just insane often. I think I've said the word obviously a lot. Sometimes you get words trapped in your brain when you're streaming. I need to say less obviously. Cold Case. All right, very similar curve to last game. This certainly feels like the Bubble Bot, with the 1 space in particular. That's great. We can even trade our Poisonous in to kill this 4/4, and that feels awesome. We unfortunately here don't have the do I want to leave behind the Poisonous or leave behind a Divine Shield Taunted Repair Bot? I think I want to leave behind the Taunted Repair Bot, right? The Poisonous will be exposed anyway, so it's just like easy to ping or trade off. So let's just do this. This is a more annoying health total right now, basically, is the moral of this story. I should actually have done this first though. Hold up. Nice. I'm a genius. Like actual genius. I sniped it. Let's go. I had a 50-50, or I guess actually a 67%er that I turned into a 50-50, but it kind of makes sense to buff this too for a reload later, so it's not that important. Okay. Yeah, it's going good. Looking good. Just popping off shields here mostly. These death rattles lose so much value with all the divine shields, which is nice. Losing one card on board would be pretty good just to get a nice buff here off Skyclaw. Them clearing like 3 small things might even be ideal, because it would buff the automaton by 3 and still give me Skyclaws. So it would be less total damage though. I didn't, when I pulled this list, I added Skyclaw. I don't think it's like a crazy uncommon thing to see, but I added it to my version of the deck because I was like, oh, this is just too good. 3 bodies, insane board buff. It's just really nice. It's perfect into Crusader Aura on 4 because you go wide. It just really feels like a perfect fit. So if we don't think we have a lethal this turn, which we're really close, we probably will. We should probably consider a reload off Vindicator, but I think we're going to have a lethal, looks like to me. So we got, what, 13 already on the 2 guys. 15, 16, 17. Yeah, Skyclaw is going to push +5, so yeah. Even more. I forgot we're buffing him too. It's a lot. Skyclaw pushes +7, I think. All right. Cool. Nice. Is this the real Abathur? Did we find Abathur? It's been spawning those stupid things, ruining my lane. Get him out of here. Freaking hate Abathur. Okay. These are not Mech Warper Galvanizer or a way to get a radar detector, so we mulligan them. I'm often a little tempted to keep an Oscillator. I think it's a little worse against Warlock though, because it's Defile Fuel. We really need to make sure we guarantee we hit our key cards. Against Warlock, I didn't play a ton of Warlocks, but I remember being one of the harder matchups for me. Oh my god. Okay. You just need to respect Defile early, I think, is the key thing. Oh, this is discard though. I definitely didn't play any of these because these weren't really in yet. So here I actually really do want to find that Oscillator, because right now I don't have a turn 2 curve because like Mech Warper into Mech Warper doesn't work. So I need the Oscillator to cheat out the second Mech Warper and go to town. That's why I was tempted to keep the Oscillator. We hit it anyway. Nice. Okay. So this is a pretty good hand. We only hit 3 cards though, which is a little weak. One of our very few non-mechs at the bottom there. Auras and so on, but that's a good card. All right. Do we go Skyclaw here? I think we use Skyclaw for the follow-up, right? Rush? Rush? Lifesteal, okay. All right. That's a turn 2 in Wild. That's a turn 2. That's what turn 2 looks like in Wild, I guess, yeah. All right. Okay. Cool. Objective 84, thanks to the 46 months. I mean, that's turn 2, man. How big was my one guy? I mean, how many stats did I summon on turn 2 there? My god, dude. That is so gross. It's so nasty. All right. 3-0. Good start, man.
Leroy versus Malfurion.
Malfurion.
The nightmare shall end.
Leroy Jing. Oh, good hand. Okay. Yeah, we actually could keep the deconstructor. Since we know we have the radar detector and the mech warper, but increasing the odds of finding another mech warper or an oscillator is probably worth more. There's so many destructor style plays in the deck that I don't think it's worth it. Like you could, but I think you just want to optimize. Click Locker we can actually play on 1 since we don't have anything to do anyway on 2 other than radar detector. This also just hits the mech warper, which we know we're going to play, which is nice. So free to get going, start contesting a little bit faster. Hey, who cares, man? What's up? I am also tired. I drove 17 hours yesterday. Or, well, I mean, I drove about 14 of it on 2 hours of sleep. But I did get some good sleep last night. Our baby is finally sleeping like 7 or 8 hours at a time now, so we're actually getting some decent sleep. She started on the trip, and last night she slept 8 hours, which is awesome. Oh my god. Okay, I hope they have sufficient board clear here. Got an interesting decision here a little bit. Maybe it's not actually that interesting. Just thinking about how big I make this. I actually really think a big tall minion is so valuable against Druid that I'm thinking about making this guy even bigger than normal. Right, like really scaling him up a lot. I guess Naturalize is in wild format though, which is kind of maybe in this deck too. So maybe that's not as worth it. I'm not sure. Naturalize might complicate this a little bit. Might actually make it better to spread it out. I don't even know. Oh, let's save the Wind Fury because we might be able to really surprise for that. Stack up another big buff and go crazy with Wind Fury. I don't know. I forget Naturalize isn't wild. I didn't play a lot of anything other than token druids on my climb, but if they have a Naturalize, this might be an overcommitment. They don't have Naturalized, this is going to farm, because we'll give it Wind Fury and it's going to buff this a bunch, which is just going to be gross. Is that Naturalized or like aquatic, whatever, aquatic form? Oh, nothing, okay. So I think they're probably just dead. I mean, maybe not literally, but... maybe actually literally. Hold up. How much is this? Buffing like crazy too. Oh, they're actually still alive. Dang. Okay. A lot of buffs hitting too though, thanks to this. We had one more magnetic, they'd be dead. Each player gains 2. Auctioneer. Oh my god, am I dead? Like, can they kill me from here? Is there some crazy combo they can kill me with? Oh my god, am I gonna die? What's happening? Oh my god, am I gonna die, guys? They're not going face with that. Can they clear? Am I gonna get like Tony'd or something? What happens with the Tony? Can I still just kill them on board maybe? I don't know what the end game of the Tony is. What happens? I don't know what happens. Do I get fatigue deathed? I don't know what happens at the end. He'll fatigue me? How does he make me draw enough cards once I've gotten fatigued? Like we've seen... oh, maybe like cold lights and naturalizes and stuff? Oh my god, are we really gonna be 2 damage off? Don't tell me I'm 2 damage off, bro. don't do this to me. 2 damage off. Is it enough? Does he have enough time? I don't know what's about to happen. I don't know what's about to happen. There's that naturalizer we're worried about, yeah, but he's using it to kill me instead, which seems better than using it to remove. But he took a big risk because he almost died. Okay. Am I dead? The rope is frozen. I don't know what's happening. He's drawing a bunch of max. That's got to be lethal, right? 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yeah, that's lethal for sure. Or 5, 6, 7, and 8, but still. Obviously, I take 7 on the hit here, but even if it didn't, dude, these decks are so gross. I actually don't know what turn it is. Turn 4? Right? I think it was turn 4. We had 8 mana, but that's because they played the biology projects times 2. I think it was turn 4, and I had a 9/13 Wind Fury, right? And the opponent just killed me. Like, which is more evil? I really can't be mad. You know what I mean? Like, I had a 9/13 Wind Fury on turn 3 or something. Like, you know, we're both doing degenerate things, just in different directions, right? This is degenerately aggressive. Theirs is degenerately combo-y. That deck would even beat a control deck, though. That deck beats pretty much anything that doesn't kill them fast enough. Anything that doesn't beat them fast enough. Magnetic misplay? You think so? Maybe, but it would be helpful if you actually said what it was instead of just whining about it. Say, hey, Regis, you could have done this thing. And we'd all be like, oh, yeah, that's really smart, man. You're cool. Instead, you wrote magnetic misplay, and none of us know what the hell you mean because you didn't say it. All right, not radar detector or mech warper, so we ditch it. We need good cards. We need good cards. Skyclaw, Minimat, mech warper's good, but no hand dump. So now we ask, how much do we tempo? Do we throw in a mech warper for free? I don't think we ever threw in a mech warper for free, but we can definitely tempo a Glowtron. Although, we can just play a 6 health mech warper this turn and go really tall. I don't know Shaman's removal package, but surely at 2 mana, a 6 health Glowtron's alive, right? Surely it's alive. Surely it's alive. I trust. I trust. Play the magnetic that buffed your hand first, then attack, then played the Wind Fury magnetic. The problem was the Buffy guy was on the card that had the Wind Fury, guys. So there was not going to be any way, you know what I'm saying? The buff was on the dude. So every time I don't attack with another magnetic, whether that's the Wind Fury itself or I'm giving up, you know what I'm saying? I doubled up the 2/3 and the 1/1 by putting them on the Wind Fury guy, which is worth the same as if they were on something else and buffed the hand and hit. In fact, I think that's often less damage, right? If I'm not wrong. Does a 2/4 here live, or do we just stack up again? Do we spread these out for the Skyclaw? I think this is all right. Let's go a little wide here. Maybe this makes life harder. I'm not really sure about the Shaman removal package, so I don't know if that's true. But Skyclaw here feels really nice. Flash of Lightning again. Okay, so they're ripping through these discounts early, but now we're just going ham. So this is 6. Yeah, we can actually go full in here. Now see here, we can do this. And then I think we'll put this here. But see, last time I had, like this was on this, if I recall. So if I attack to activate it, I lose a Wind Fury round of buffs. You know what I mean? Like I just get that same damage immediately off attack by magnetizing it for. This is boring. Nobody cares. I certainly don't care. But see, that also lost an attack on the Skyclaw, so it's like the same. I mean, it's worth it because it makes the minions bigger, but it's also kind of not. See, like I need to do it in this. I'm gonna lose another damage, but it's worth it for the buff, right? Yeah, I'm gonna determine it's worth it for the buff. on the Skyclaw itself. But is 2-3 even a good breakpoint for that? Not necessarily because of Lightning Storm, I fear. Maybe it's not. No, I lose 3. Oh, I'm an idiot. You guys got me talking too much, man. I played this deck with a 91% win rate as a legend. Why am I listening to you guys? You're distracting me too much. This is not right. Obviously, I lose +3 this way. It's not worth the buff for that. There's no way. Because this gets too easily cleaned up. I need to push the damage. I gotta stop paying attention to you guys. I literally had a 91% win rate with this deck. Go away. Oh, dude, are we dead again? Like, this frog deck is scary. Oh, Devolve is nasty. That's a generated Devolve, too. Does this deck normally run Devolve? Dude, this is gross. I'm dead, right? Like, am I just dead again? Am I dead again? Oh, I don't know if I'm dead or not, but I don't think I don't think any of this is fun. I want to be clear. I don't think my deck is fun. I don't think my opponent's decks are fun. I just sit and watch my opponent play things and do things. This is so boring. My deck's boring too. Like, I'm not mightier than they. This deck is also stupidly boring. Just again in a different direction. The anticlimax of drawing the click clicker. My opponent played 30 cards and I just drew a 1/1 and played it. Oh god, that was hilarious. It's really fun. I mean, you know, my turn 3, what was like a 10-13 or something isn't enough, right? What is this format, you know? What is this format? It's really insane. I don't know. Like I had, you know, I did not enjoy my legend climb last month either. It's just it's one person just absolutely smacking the other person to death. You know, there's no like close games. It's either, if you're playing an aggro deck like this, you just run away with the aggro win, or the opponent does something like that and wins. And there's no, it doesn't ever feel like there's any sort of, you know, choice to it. I think I gotta find a radar detector. This is not enough to beat Warlock, right? We can keep Galvanizer though. Yeah, pretty bad hand again. We can try to curve this out, honestly, since we don't have the radar detector reload here. It's still not very good against Warlock usually, but this is a good 1-2 pair, at least, if you're playing on curve. If you're going for an honest curve, this is kind of one of the better options for you. Also potentially good against imps, but I guess this is dead, so cool. What is that? Soulfire? Wow, okay. Yeah, seems worth it with the imp down. Oh my god. Yeah, of course it seems worth it. Jeez. I think we lose? I don't know. I mean, this is fine. I just doesn't feel like enough, right? Like, I think we just lose. Mech Warper here. I can't get the bubble bot down. No, I can't get the bubble bot down. It goes to 1. Why doesn't that feel good enough still, though? Like, do I need to wait for a bigger turn? You know what I mean? Like, do I need to go harder all at once as opposed to sort of... It is a really big turn. I can even put the mini bot like on... Probably put it on the Mech Warper, just push that up to 6 with Divine Shield. Like, that's kind of likely to survive, but I'm just top decking garbage from that point. I don't know how much removal this discard deck runs, but it feels like it's not going to be enough. Yeah. Like I like the idea of waiting in theory, right? But the problem is you don't know if it's gonna connect. Like I mean, I hit a radar detector. This might be my last hurrah, you know. I'm also not sure if you want to spread out the divine shields and get one extra, or just make sure this thing's taking good trades. But this is what we've chosen. Oh yeah, that's gonna do it. I guess we just lose, man. I don't know. Just dead. Just dead. Why would you magnetize, bruh? Bruh. I explained it to you 7 times, bruh. Why don't you learn to listen, bruh? God, I hate wild players. You guys suck. So annoying. Why are you all so annoying? Bruh. Bruh. Wild is the worst format and the worst community. Bruh. 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 Stop your ears. Blame the guy in chat, not me. Blame the guy in chat. Wild players are a reflection of the mode. It kind of makes sense. Like the only reason you would ever like choose to endure this experience is if you hate yourself so much that you have to. This is the only way to achieve the required penance necessary. Like it's your mechanism for suffering, right? It's like, oh God, I hate everything in the world. I'm gonna play wild to make myself feel something, you know. Brah. Brah. Dude, like, do I do another run? God, this was the worst $10 I've ever spent in my life. It felt miserable. This deck feels like it can't compete as well as it did on ladder for me. That might just be because the caliber of player is higher, right? Like, you know, not hitting you know, lower ranked players necessarily as much, but also just we got blown out twice. I mean, like, it wasn't even close. I want to go back to this game. A lot of you guys were talking about the I want to go back and watch this replay actually. Let's see, which game was that? The Druid, I think. You guys were saying there was a misplay this turn, which I don't know if you're just being stupid or real. Like here, you guys were saying magnetize order was wrong on the mini bots. I put a mini bot on this guy, right? To make one big guy against Druid, which I do think was kind of wrong in hindsight given the threat of Naturalize, but it wasn't wrong from a damage output standpoint. So some of you were saying to play the new mini bot, this mini bot in hand, to play it first and then attack so that you would have bonus damage on the Wind Fury or something. But the problem is this guy is the big guy that has to get Wind Furied. So you like if I put a mini bot on this, for instance, and then attack, number one, there's like a 1 in 5 chance of it even hitting the spark bot. Number two, it's only +1. If I just put it here, it's a +4 because this is what's getting Wind Fury. And if I attack first, like I think some of you were saying, oh, attack first, then you can hit the spark bot. But the spark bot is worth 1 extra anyway because of the fact that it's getting an extra attack on the Wind Fury. So, like, I think theoretically, if I hit here first and then exactly 2 buffs landed on Sparkbot, it would be worth 2 more damage, but that's a 1 in 5 twice, which is like a 4% outer for lethal. You know what I mean? Maybe a 4%er, I think. I could have maybe played 1 small card first or something, but I don't even know about that from board space. We're full, so no. Like it's not a misplay to take a 4%er for lethal when your opponent has played like 0 cards and you put them to 2 health anyway, right? Like, yeah, obviously they killed us with like the most insane double bloom, you know, biology project gloop hand or whatever with the auctioneer. Like, yeah, it didn't go well, but you can't go for a 4% outer for that. So unless I'm missing something else, the notion that What's going on here, man? The game is so bad I can't even do that. Yeah, I think the board was, it doesn't scale off magnetic cards, by the way, which, in case people don't know that, you have to actually summon it on board, not magnetize it. But I think the board was full, so I don't even think that mattered.
There's always something.
Hey, Dopest, thanks for the 42 months, man. Oh, we got packs. Yeah, man. $10 for 3 packs. What a great deal. What a bargain. I love Brawl CM, dude. I was gonna make a video on Brawl CM, but that was miserable, man. I don't even know. Like, is there a deck that's fun? Like, that Tony Druid deck looks kind of fun, but I'm sure I would play it poorly and I'm sure I would play it poorly, and also, like, is it actually fun to just like spam a million cards? I don't know, man. I hate that this doesn't show you the rewards table still after all this time. I mean, it can't be an accident after this amount of time. I love the bras. RegisKillbin's really mean. I gave him some very reasonable feedback on stream, and he made fun of me for 10 minutes. I can see the Reddit post now. That's right. I made fun of you. Now get over it. I'm gonna keep making fun of you because you said brah. Maybe we just play duels. Brah. I just don't see myself spending $10 on this again. I only have like an hour left, guys. I need to go hang out with my wife. I don't really have time for a duels run even. Hearthstone, why you gotta do me this way, man? I thought about playing some Twist, but I feel like nobody's gonna watch the video, man. Bruh, he's back. Bruh, you made an obvious misplay and make fun of me when I say bruh. No. Well, you make fun of me when you say bruh, but number one, not an obvious misplay. Highly debated misplay. If you think it's a misplay, though, explain why you think that. I encourage you to always say, hey, Regis, I think you should have made more cards so that you don't lose the dark bargain. And I would have said, oh shit, yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. You're right. They run Dark Bargain now and discard Warlock. You're right. But instead you go, why would you do that, bruh? So I'm not making fun of the content of your message. I'm making fun of the delivery being stupid. The stupid delivery. Do you understand the difference? I accept all kinds of feedback when it's delivered with a good faith delivery and with the intent to improve, but when you try to shame people instead of try to help people, you're not welcome here. Go away and go bitch on Reddit that I yelled at you because I don't care. All right. I think we'll do a duels run. I could do, well, let's actually vote. Would you guys rather see Twist? I want to play Cthulhu Warrior and Twist. I want to play Abusive Regis. ASMR could be your new niche. Like, people are getting off to my to me yelling at them on ASMR. Listen, whoever you are, I forgot your name. I'm giving you a hard time, but that is actually the message. I gave it in a funny way, but when you try to stir shit and shame people, your comments aren't going to be welcome, dude. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants somebody who's just coming in trying to shame people. I've said 1,000 times, I'll say 1,000 times more. If you have a good thing we can discuss and a reason that something's wrong, just share it in a reasonable way. Just say, hey, Regis, you probably should try to get more cards on board because Dark Bargain is a card. I would be, like I've said 1,000 times, oh, yeah, that's actually right. You're right. And we'd review the play and we go, oh, yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. but you didn't. You chose to be a dick. And when you choose to be a dick, I'm going to call you out. And you have to accept that. It's okay. I'm not mad at you. It's just fun. But but that's the actual reason, right? It's just a delivery problem. You know, it's like I order food delivery and I'm really happy when I get it in a bag and it's sitting on my porch. But no matter how good the hamburger is, right? If they just take it and they throw it into my door and the hamburger is scattered all over the porch and I've got lettuce everywhere and hamburger bits and a dog came and pooped in it, you know, and tried to eat half the hamburger, I'm not happy. That's not a good delivery. I love the quality of the hamburger, but it has to be delivered in an acceptable fashion or it's not a hamburger. You know what I mean? It's a pile of shit. So anyway, I'm not supposed to cuss during Hearthstone streams. I forget. I only cuss during Marvel Snap very occasionally. I'm sorry. Sorry. It's late at night. I only slept 2 hours yesterday. Give me a break. I slept a lot today though. So that's not fair. That's not fair. So anyway, we'll do a quick duels run. I really don't have time. Why can't you curse during Hearthstone streams? I don't know. I just never did. And then some people don't expect it. So I don't want to catch people off guard if they're like watching with their kids or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I'm just trying to be respectful for the expectations that I've set. I don't care personally so much, but you know, just trying to match up with people's like content expectations. So we could do Automaton. We already did do Automaton. I actually kind of want to focus on Caverns of Time cards if we can, and I need something that's quick too. I actually need a really quick run here. Something that either loses quickly or wins quickly. Preferably wins quickly, I guess. But God, guys, I really need a video for Hearthstone though. I don't have any Hearthstone videos. Choose one druid. There's some dragon stuff. We could do like dragon Reno priest or something. That would take forever though. We could do actually discard warlock is probably insane. That's honestly both quick and yeah, we'll do discard warlock. They got the new location. It's gonna be insane. It's already so good anyway. This will be fast and easy. Killmox is great. We'll test this new location. It's so nuts already in you know, we could maybe still put like a Cthulhu in here or something as an end game card since we're gonna have. Dude, these cards got like how did these cards get buffed, dude? Oh my gosh, man. These are actually insane. How did Dark Bargain get buffed? I don't even remember what this used to do. Just cost more? Did it cost like 6 or something? I mean, Dark Bomb's actually pretty solid too now. 6 mana, bruh. This actually seems good on its own, just on its own right. Do we run Cthulhu? I mean, we don't have any like Cthulhu shenanigans in this deck. I don't know, man. It's part of it is we are going to get offered some Cthulhu cards because we're only going to have a couple expansions. Like we're going to have Karazhan and Caverns kind of only. So we could. Cho'Gall got buffed as well. Oh man, do we want the Cho'Gall in duels? It's like a value generator, but I feel like getting that low in health in duels is actually kind of risky. Maybe if we discard damage though, it's worth it. Oh, we also got discard package in what like festival to get discard? No. Where did we get oh, Nathria maybe. No? Oh, Tome Tampering, yeah, actually, yeah. Wanted this. Where's the 5 damage spell? Is it Lich King? Oh, it's Lich King I want. That's what I want. Walking Dead. Scourge Supplies. Maybe Ymir Jar? Just because the discards are so good? Yeah. That's actually pretty interesting. I'm gonna have to either craft the Cho'Gall though, or make a. This is so stupid. The way I can't. I'm gonna have to add Old Gods to my deck if I want to do that, which is actually gonna add an extra expansion right now because we have Karazhan and Nathria and Caverns. So I don't know if Cho'Gall's worth the cut there. I think I stick to Caverns. Although I'm gonna have, if I want Cthulhu, I'm gonna have to do the same thing, aren't I? Yeah, man. This is so stupid. I gotta run Cthulhu, I guess. Is Cthulhu worth the backup plan? Or I just want the highest possible density of discard? I think I just want discard. I need to hurry though. I'm taking too long. I'm about to pee my pants. Like honestly, I'm not. I gotta. I'm in a tight spot here, man. I gotta pee my pants. Oh shoot. All the bras are making me laugh too much now. Any other good just generic Caverns card? Cabal Courier is probably okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go pee. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go pee. I'll be right back. All right. I had to see the baby. All right, let's try this. Yeah, this should actually be really good. Just good buffed discard cards, basically doing crazy buffed discard stuff. I got 40 minutes to beat this duels run. We gotta fast. LMAOP. I've never heard that before. That's funny. Thanks, Just Diz, for the bits. Very nice. So we want Imp, Viscidus, Tiny Knight. I guess we can keep Killmox in hand probably as good fuel. Basically, we need fuel and development for this deck package. All right. Walking Dead's better fuel for sure. We want that early tempo. Golem too, nice. Dude, I just cannot believe they buffed Silverware Golem. Like it's already such a good card. Why did they buff it, dude? It's so crazy. It's so good. Is Fellstalker worth it more here? Because we can hit a high roll and just get a 4/3 anyway. If we don't high roll, only bad hit here is Scourge Supplies, and it's not even that bad, so. Okay. I have done it again where I have manifested the worst outcomes for myself time and time again. Like I said, it's not that bad though. Secrets, huh? How do we want to handle secrets? Uh-oh. Might have been the wrong target. No, I'm a genius. Great attack. Genius attack. Yeah, Golem for sure. Do we clear the 1/1? I guess at the cost of only 1 damage, it feels worth it, yeah. Like we don't want them getting too many free cards. I mean, they're so deep in the deck, arguably it might be worth it, but and so low on mana. But oh, okay. Good God, man. Jeez. Good God. Well, let's just start piecing this out, I guess. Zombies, sure. Like, I feel like this is gonna get buffed, but I really can't afford to go face yet either. Not buffed, okay. So it's not minion attack, so face attack is left, maybe for... We don't expect Wandering Monster, we already saw that. So this trap's fine. Okay. Maybe we go Soul Barrage here, try to anyway. I guess we could Soulfire first. We do lose Dark Bomb in that case sometimes though. Okay. Actually not too bad. Could have been worse, I think. Not casting a spell saved us a cat trick probably, and then maybe what, Ice Trap? Maybe Hidden Meaning, since I floated a mana. Yeah, probably Hidden Meaning and Ice Trap, right? You have 7 damage here in hand, so assuming this attacks face, which we know it can because it could last time, then we should be fine. Oh, Ice Trap, you idiot. We're not fine. So no lethal outs here in that case. We should probably play for tempo more, right? Yeah, this should seal the deal. Okay.
Getting low on cards.
So now we've got even more damage in hand.
Form of dragon.
Celestial Dreamer. I don't think there's any life gain that I should be too worried about in Hunter. I think we're okay. Oh crap. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. That was scary, dude. The buzzard almost put them into fatigue here. Man, that was scary. All right. Spooky, dude. Very spooky. Cool. Good win. Like, this was dormant. Did it count? I don't know. Okay. Discover card, remember, is not our hero power, so that's not even really discover anyway by keywords. We do have some discover. Cabal. This is look at 3 cards. Again, it doesn't actually say discover. So probably not really discover. From the Swamp, I think, is generally okay. We don't have any like specific synergies for it. I kind of think I like Tome the best. Just, you know, free disruption early, make sure we get off to good starts, you know, might protect some of our early developments on like Tiny Knights and stuff. Tiny Knight survives because of a freezing trap or something and we're super happy. That sort of thing seems the most reliable to me. I think we don't really need the From the Swamp pressure. Yeah, I think Tome's it. Tome is just so safe, you know, feels good almost always. Oh, this is nuts. This is why we like this. This is pretty good too, honestly, but this is nuts. Karazhan being a guaranteed bucket has made this so strong for so long, and it just got even better. Like this buff made this even better. Oh, 3/4s now, which, you know, will absolutely matter sometimes too, right? Sometimes it's absolutely going to matter that these are 3/4s. There's a lot of 3 damage spells in particular early in the game that the Silverware Golems will now dodge that they wouldn't have before.
I didn't want my inner conflict to melt.
Imp into Chamber seems really nice. Really nice. Oh. There's a chance that the Imp dies on 1, but I have a second one, so I can even like just hero power anyway. Snipe and Vaporize. Wow, I'm gonna tempo the Imp, yeah. Or as I like to call it, Tempo. Tempo. Kidding, guys. Tempo. Oh, good God. Yeah, this is better than the hero power for now, right? We can make sure we hit the Walking Dead and we draw 2 instead of 1, so or 3 actually in this particular instance, but you know. Okay. That's a bruh moment for sure. So Snipe is probably handy. Vaporize, I think, is going to be pretty useless to us this game, though, to be honest. Do we just rip for the Golem as hard as we can here? Because this adds another card to hand. We could go Imp instead. Gonna have like too many cards in hand and draw too much, though, if I'm not careful. Yeah, let's see. Whirl Weaver. If you've cast a spell last turn. Is this a real... I've never seen this card in my life. There is no way this is a real card. I've never seen that before. Never in my life. It's from the Lich King mini set. I don't think that's a real card. I'm blanking on what the Lich King mini set even was. What was the Lich King mini set called? Oh, was it like Naxxramas stuff? Return to Nax or something like that? I don't know. She doesn't look like a Naxxramas card to me, so you can imagine my confusion. Like the flavor hit there. All right, we're gonna take. Well, I don't want to lose this Soulfire. Actually, I want to be really careful with this Soulfire because I do want that damage. But I don't know. I need a 4/3 as well. Let's just go. We hit the Golem, nice. And drawing 2 actually just seems kind of worse here. Drawing 2 anyway, draw 3 really, I guess I should say. Let's just chill here. We have the problem where our decks are still a little too small to actually make Chamber good. We actually need bigger decks. We're drawing too many cards right now. Nourish alone seems very slow given this board. Think we're gonna be okay. Dark Bomb, potentially extra damage, which is nice. I think we'll be all right. Oh, maybe not. A lot of health for only 2. How much damage do we have? 7, 11, 12, 16. But I might be able to find it. I don't think this ever risks anything, right? Just draws me stuff. There's nothing I lose here that's damage, in other words. Yeah, Dark Bomb does it. Cool. Oh no, I missed out on my shadow spell, guys. Oh no, I could have got a shadow spell out of hand. What have I done? I'm gonna need that later. No. Imagine if it worked that way, like in Duels. That's actually kind of a cool idea. Like any cards you have left in hand at the end of the game, you get added to your deck. Like if you already have them, you know, they just stay. But if you generate stuff and it gets added, it would almost always make your deck worse. So it would add some like really complicated like thought processes. Like, oh god, I don't want this extra bad card in my deck. You know, I gotta be careful. Or if you got a really good card, maybe you would want it added to your deck, right? Make copies of treasures or something. I'm tempted by Top Hat. Spyglass is a card that tends to play better when you don't have great game plans, but we have great game plans and ways to spend our mana. Top Hat might just like shore up a good early board of golems and stuff. I do think Sidekick will be good, but I like Top Hat's cheapness when we have so many cards in hand. If I try Battlegrounds, I'm sick of anomalies. I did try them. I didn't get enough to get sick, but I just didn't get super engaged by it either. A couple of the anomalies I got were kind of boring. I really like the idea of systems like that rotate and give you a different feel every game, but you can't have boring ones. I mean, but obviously in any given list of things, something is going to be the most boring. But there needs to be a threshold, you know? I think some are maybe just a little too boring. The all of a single type was to me boring. You know, obviously people think different things are boring too, which is why it's so hard to be a game designer. I get it, but yeah, I'm gonna do this again, guys. This is really good. This isn't bad by any means. Like that's okay too, but the golem density is the goal with this build. I don't know. Hearthstone's in a weird place for me right now. I feel like Hearthstone isn't really sure what it wants to be right now to some extent, and I feel like I think like the budget is down on Hearthstone a bunch. We've seen that in various ways, like esports and stuff, and now Fireside Gatherings, arguably. Like, the game is shrinking instead of expanding, which is normal. That's not a terrible thing in its own right. But within that, I think they're trying to find avenues for like growth and revenue that are kind of low-hanging, easy ideas and sort of stuff. Like, they took a big swing on mercenaries and it absolutely whiffed. And now they're trying to take smaller swings, but the problem is smaller swings don't tend to get people really excited for the game because it's just not a big, awesome, exciting thing, you know? So with coin, I think maybe we just go in this hand, right? Just imp, hero power, just go. So I don't know. I think mercenaries being such a big miss probably made them really nervous to expend crazy resources on stuff at a corporate level, and that probably tightened up budgets and things. And I think just like a lot of the more macro decision making on that level is just gone. Oh, imagine if this was like a counterspell, dude. I think it's just gone a little awry, basically. And that's probably because of like corporate direction, you know, like, oh, you got to do this thing that's going to make this amount of money. In other words, if things are being decided from a top-down level instead of a bottom-up level, it's not going to have like the creativity and inspiration that makes it really engaging and awesome. It's going to have, you know, revenue-driven, corporate-driven decision-making instead, which I think is likely to be much less ideal for most of us, right? So we need to smork pretty hard here, I think. Thankfully, the Tomb Crawler will help. Soul Barrage, Soulfire also will help. That's nice. We don't want this game going long enough for them to get the Amara down. I doubt our ability to grind them out in that case. I just don't think we'd be able to. So I'm going for Mirror Entity to hopefully smork some more, right? Like, just get some bodies down or something. Thorn Growth Sentries, huh? That's not what I expected to see at all. To be honest. Soul Barrage here would be pretty cool. Golem's not bad either. No Soul Barrage. Golem or Walking Dead? I think Golem's still fine. It's just more pressure. Hot Pad's insane. It's like it's turn 2 and I have 3 3/4s and I'm like feeling about being too. I'm scared I'm too slow. It tells you a lot, doesn't it? Yeah, that's a great Mirror Entity. That's fine. 4/3, I'll take it. Just a lot of pressure here. Plague Eruption just to push more face damage, maybe. I can go Top Hat too, though, to push face damage. The question is, how good will this be later? I think might be a little better later. We could go Top Hat, Hero Power, try to hit a Soul Barrage, maybe. Is that lethal ever? It is lethal, yeah. Nice. Cool. Yeah, the Smork plan worked. We killed them on turn 3. This is gross. I said I wanted a fast run. Well, we got it. So far, at least. So far, it's going that way. Oh. What? Dude, imagine if I had taken the zombies into Mulch Madness. Whoa, that'd been cool. Bronze Signet. I've had such full hands. Can that actually be any good? It's just like extra value. It's just a bunch of extra golems too, which the problem is every time I discard a golem, I'm often drawing in other cards. It's just going to, you know, the cards that would benefit, the cards going to hit the most often don't really benefit much because they just have so much stuff. Rally the Troops is generally nice because of the discounts, but I don't have hardly any battle cries. Very few. Ymir Jar, Witch, Cabal Courier. Neutral minions. I have mostly Warlock minions. Cabal Courier is not even neutral, we found out. So that's not very good. Why is this neutral minions? Why can't this just be minions? Is that broken if it's Warlock minions? I guess it's Signet. It's not necessarily bad to have a crazy full hand. I don't think it's very good usually. I mean, most of my cards I hit are pretty pointless. There's hardly any tempo here. It's just not worth it. It's like Fellstalker. Nothing really good to cheat out either. Has to be Rally, has to be Signet. I don't know. Berserk, by the way, thanks for the 35 months, man. Hello from Madrid. Dude, that's awesome. I would love to go to Madrid. That sounds fun. I think the question is, does Signet make us mad, like that our hand is full? How often do we get mad that our hand is full? I mean, it does mean we have to rely less on imps, right? But even hero power is replacing itself. I don't have really great ways to discard cards. What would have been a good passive for this deck? I don't know. Goggles is always the answer, right? Like, I know it's rare now, but always goggles. I think, what else might have been good? There's some, like, demon type stuff that's pretty good. I'm trying to think about Duels passives, man. I don't even know what... Can't even see Duels passives anymore on the website, man. What are my Duels passives that would be good? I would take Band of Bees, Battle Stance. I would take Band of Bees. Yeah, I've never seen this. This is supposedly in Duels, but I've never seen this card in my life. I've never once seen this. After you play an even cost card, refresh your hero. I've just never seen that. I don't think that's actually in the game. It's on the website, but I've never seen it. Do we think Bronze Signet is risky? Oh, Hagatha's Embrace would have been insane. Yeah, that would have been nuts, actually. Too good, probably. Probably would have carried the run. Rally does basically nothing, right? But it's not as risky as Signet, which could kill draws. I'm not really worried about valuing people out with Signet, so I think I'm actually going to take Rally. I think Signet, we might just get a handful of stuff we don't want and then don't get cards we need, like Killmox, etc. So I think Rally's lower risk, even though it's lower upside too. We could also maybe draft for Rally a little bit with some battle cries here and there, like try to grab some good battle cries. Triple Golem, man, I just can't pass up on it, right? Like, it's just too good, dude. They buffed it, guys. They buffed it. It got buffed. I don't understand. They take, like, I know they did it for Twist, right? I know, but it's insane in Duels that they buffed it. It's crazy. Bronze Signet, 16 silverware golems. I mean, late in the game, they're not as good, obviously. You can only really get one out at a time that easily, so. All right, let's keep one imp and a top hat. We're pretty dang likely to get a silverware golem by the time we need it. It's literally half the deck at this stage, although we missed it. Oh my god. Maybe I should have dropped the hat. Could coin the chamber here maybe and make for a really good turn 2 with imp and here. Oh, dude, double mage secrets. Let's go. Vaporize again's probably pretty bad, but Netherwind Portal's nuts. That's really good. Mage very likely to cast a spell early and get me some good tempo. It's almost a shame they don't have coin, right? So I think I'm basically not using this turn. I'm just loading it up for next turn. So hopefully we can hit a golem and then go imp, golem, imp hero power, I mean. Draw some cards and then play the dude. I mean, maybe even in the other order. I gotta think about that. It depends on, well, yeah. I need a payoff though. I need dead, golem, barrage. Yeah, dead golem or barrage. That's what I need. I don't think I ever just go imp top hat, do I? That seems bad. Golem, okay. So this isn't actually guaranteed.
You are not the boss of me.
It's not guaranteed. I mean, it's guaranteed one of these will hit the golem. I guess no, it's not, because I draw cards. That's not true. All right, nice. We hit it. Okay, cool. So now we go Viscidus as well to try to hit another golem. Although we didn't hit a golem. This is still worth it, though. Right? We draw more cards. We don't need this because we're drawing a million cards here. Okay. So I'm really not as strong as we would have liked. I would have loved to hit a golem instead of more imps and then hit another golem on board. So we had a second 3/4, but we'll take it. We'll take it. All right. Spirit Bomb, huh? Okay, that's my 4-drop, thankfully.
So what's the
Yeah, not the best. Not the best. Plague Eruption's actually kind of good here. Like, I sort of need it. Jeez, I didn't expect that, but I kind of need it. We could go for a Soul Barrage instead, like Fellstalker Hero Power. I kind of want to use that for lethal, though. I think this is about as good as it's going to get, really. Let's just... Oh! No, it's all minions. I thought it was all enemies. Why is it all minions? Couldn't it be totally balanced if it were all enemies? Oh, I'm sad. I lost 3 damage. I'm really surprised by that, though, to be honest. That feels like it could easily be balanced at all enemies these days. Ooh, Soul Barrage damage. Nice. Very good. Yeah, let's hit another golem. Nice. Do we go again? Like, we've got a lot of cards right now. We discard 1, we draw 2. That puts us at 9. Actually, I draw 3 with imps, so I burn. But I think it's worth it just to get another golem down. I have a decent chance to hit a golem. Not good, though. Could also do kill mocks, but then my hand's even more full. Could maybe throw away an imp. I don't need an imp. Let's just wait, though. Is a 3/4 golem right now worth it, I think, is the question.
Running out of time.
It is a lot more pressure. I'm gonna go for it. I need it in the game. Nice. I need it in the game. If we didn't hit it, obviously we'd be really sad, but we hit it. We're geniuses. So, I mean, imagine Bronze Signet this game, right? It would just be absolutely unnecessary. Completely pointless. Frost Nova. We're gonna have to kill that 1/3. I'm probably gonna have to Soulfire it, right? It's too much bonus health if I don't kill it. They might kill it for me with Vaporize, but I don't think. Yeah, maybe we could just rip a big kill mox here, though. I don't need this kill mox to give me lifesteal probably this game. The opponent's deck seems far more defensive in nature. So maybe this allows me to save the Soulfire for face damage while still kind of developing a staggered shape into this board. In other words, one big guy instead of small guys. Plus, if they don't deal with this, we can scale it on board too for damage. We can basically give it charge. Oh, they got another Frost Nova. Orb of Revelation. I gotta pay attention to this, man. Oh no, that's from the rewind though. Yeah, Frost Nova's in their decks. That's from a rewind. Okay. We can still make this guy bigger though, thankfully. Mage Forge is the deal 6 guy. Do I need to Soulfire this now? I guess I can just Dark Bargain it. So we save the Soulfire for face again. This makes the 8/7 really big. I might lose the Soulfire here though, so it could be kind of the same, but probably worth a shot at least. We kept it. Okay, nice. Lower Golem, Cobalt Courier gone. Dark Bomb in hand, that's good too. Tiny Knight. 2 cards left in deck. Let's just chill, right? Maybe we put in a top hat here just for funsies. Is 9 big enough on this guy? All right. I don't know. Funsies, he says. Funsies. Molten Rune ×2. Maybe they get there on it, but they're spending so much on that. Do they have enough to answer the rest? Ping face? Oh, bro. I'm gonna lose, guys. I'm running out of time, man. I don't have time for this. I'm gonna lose.
Cards.
Holy crap, I'm dead. I'm drawing all my cards. I'm dead to fatigue. Oh no. I am absolutely dying.
No more cards.
Just gotta make this big, right? My only chance. Yeah, stay on curve. Might be worth it to just rip a Soulfire here. Do you hit the creation or do you hit face? I feel like I have to hit face. There could be some shadow spell that bails me out here, but I'm gonna just go for this.
Running out of time.
Basically, I just want to make this as big as possible right now. Golem, please. Didn't hit this. Nice. Okay. I think I just need to put a clock on this game right now because I think we're about to lose, right? Like, they stabilized too hard. And this was way stronger than I expected. That's so good. It's completely wiped out my board. The double Frost Nova into Inquisitive Creation. What a crazy outcome. Earthquake. No, dude. No! It's not big enough. I'm dead. We are out. We have nothing left. GG, man. This obviously doesn't get there, so let's just give him the game here. For fun. Alright. Isn't it draw a shadow spell? I thought it was add a shadow spell to your hand, right? Oh, it is draw a shadow spell, you're right. Oh, dang, that's worse. I had him in my brain equivalent. It made this equivalent to the Duels treasure, but it's not at all. It's just draw a shadow spell. That's even worse. Maybe not worse than constructed, but obviously worse for us. Okay, then. I don't have time for this.
I'm out.
Yeah, maybe we could have made the kill box bigger, but it just seemed like they might have had another way through that too. Ooh, Feoris's Blade. I like that that creates some end game pressure for us. Canopic Jars is kind of cool because we can go so wide, but I feel like if we stick a big wide board, we're fine anyway. It's really about that finishing potential that we need. I think the Blade gives us that. That's pretty cool. There's not always good things to hit with the Blade is one downside. Does Canopic Jar stabilize a board enough for us to feel good about it? Like we had that board last time that got cleared. Like Canopic Jars probably would have won that game. We currently have Soulfire and Dark Bomb for lethal pushes. Maybe Jars is just enough of a stabilizer. I'm worried we're going to play a bunch of decks that don't have anything to hit, and then this is just, a 3 damage weapon, basically. I'm going to go Jars. I actually do need more cards in this list. I just don't love the imps, necessarily. But we're drawing so much that having the extra cards helps, especially if I'm not lowering the density of my payoffs. Yeah, I'll try it. I'll try it. We need more golems. We don't have enough. We need more golems.
Willow versus Mozaki.
It's never enough.
Spells be the greatest weapon of all.
I didn't want my inner conflict to manifest this way.
Okay, yeah, let's go for all of our discard payoffs early. We want to race them down as much as we can. Top Hat seems good in that regard, too. Turn 1 right now, we probably just hero power Top Hat, don't we? Just make this big. Ring of Black Ice. Whoa. There's a lot of value for them, but not much else. We got Effigy. Okay, that's good tempo. And Double Cross. Double cross, not so good for us. We have so much draw anyway. Yeah. I mean, I don't have to top hat, right? But, dude, my hand is literally just all golems. It is possible to miss the golem right now, though. But I could hit a Walking Dead instead. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and top hat it, I think. Dream, dude. The actual dream. All right, I just want it to be big. A little susceptible if they had some kind of removal, but I don't think they will. Yeah, they're gonna try to start freezing. That makes sense, of course. We'll push 5 to face. I don't think we want to dark bomb this yet. I think we just keep things moving. You know, guaranteed again to hit something good here. More bodies on board makes the top hat more threatening. Tiny Knight next turn might be a good way to spread out some pressure as well. This 2-1's gonna try to freeze the 5/5, I guess, and then we go from there. They got a silver golem in hand, right? Or does Black Ice only work on? Yeah, it doesn't not show it. Is that it right there? Oh, they actually played around the effigy surprisingly well. That's kind of cool. This is 0. Why is it 0? Ring of Black Ice. Oh, Sticky Fingers made it cost. Why is it? Oh, it costs 2 less. It doesn't say that up here. Oh, I was confused. The HS replay version of this does not have the buff on it. That's why. So it costs 2 less, and then Sticky Fingers made it another 1 less. I think those stack favorably generally. This is probably a bit better of a Dark Bomb here, because that kind of threatens my board a little more. Do we actually even have shadow spells? We do. That's a good one too, isn't it? Taunt to protect the other cards, or just another more threatening body? Probably more threatening body again. Taunt could be more useful later. All right, so Soul Barrage is +5. Also cleans up Ice Shards pretty well, I have to say. Frost Nova, a lot more silverware golems that are wicked cheap. They're basically free again. Oh my god, this is honestly a sick combo. Holy crap. They are legit matching me card for card right now. What the heck? Black Ice plus Sticky Fingers is insane. This is a good draw, I guess, but it doesn't really stop them. It just kind of slows them down. Dude, I need to find Plague Eruption, maybe. Oh, this does not work how I thought it did. I'm gonna be honest with you. I forgot it's spreading plague. I forgot it's spreading plague. This doesn't work the way I want. Oh my god, and I gave it to them too. Oh no, this is a bad idea. I'm gonna lose. No, dude. I'm dead, dude. That didn't work the way I wanted. I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh, I forgot it's spreading plague. I forgot. Oh my god, dude. This is a nasty. Oh! 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 Are we back? Are we back in it? Is this what we needed to get back in it? Terrible hits. Terrible hits. How did I miss a golem, man? That's all I have in my deck. Are we back or not? Are they just gonna keep Frost Novaing me? We've hit a lot of Frost Novas tonight. Ugh, hate it. Don't like it at all. Hey, definitely not Index, man. Thanks to the Prime sub. Pretty sure you're Index, but he's only because... Oh, god dang it. Getting frustrated now. Getting a little tilted now. This just gets frozen unless I hit Soul Barrage. But I don't really want to hit Soul... I mean, I could go for a Walking Dead, I guess, too. I can just play it if I have to. There's no other force discard except Scourge Supplies, so yeah, we'll just play it. Hopefully it doesn't get easily cleared up by the weapon, but we can use that to open up space for Killmox later, so there's still some upside. I mean, if they freeze it, this is kind of the same. Like if they weapon the 2/5, we've still eaten the weapon, which is the goal. Oh my god, these Frost Novas, dude. Oh. It's, oh. Man, I gotta be honest, guys. I want to have fun, but I have just not been having much fun tonight. I want to have fun. Promise. I'm just not having a lot of fun yet. All right. This makes the guy a lot bigger, but they have the poisonous weapon, so that's probably not going to be a super meaningful thing to do. Maybe we find a board clear here. Scorch? Did I play an elemental last turn? No. No, these aren't elementals somehow. I feel like it's still probably the best card though. I think we're done though. I think we're just dead. Oh, that's not terrible. I wish we'd hit the ice shard honestly, but I can live with that. Just running out of, I just don't have enough stuff, you know, like it's just all three for us. The opponent being able to frost nova me so consistently just makes life really hard. Why not use your weapon? I guess you got 2 targets to hit now though. Fireball's pretty good. Clean up the 7/5 with a weapon. Take the 2/2 discover. Yeah, that makes sense to me. The 0-mana silverware golems have just been brutal, man. It's crazy how good that is. Oh, it looks funny as a 3/3. That's funny. That's really funny. Like, what do I do from here? I don't really have anything left, you know? They saved this Hyper Blaster, I think, for the Killmox, it looks like. That's kind of a cool idea. I can maybe Scorch the 2/1. I don't love it, though. I think I just play a bunch of golems, but I think the game is over, right? I think we just lose. Like, I have to make this bigger, but I don't know, man. I didn't hit a golem, really, man. Oh. Jeez. There's just no way we outvalue this mage from here, and there's no way I deal 22 damage because we don't have infinite value this game, right? So I kind of need one of these boards to stick here into just some. Oh no, that's such a sad card to lose. Oh, we drew that off the. That actually sucks. We drew that off the rally, and oh, that's so bad. Dude, we drew that off rally and discarded it as we drew it. That's brutal. That's so brutal. I really need that damage to have any chance. I don't think we realistically have a chance anyway, but certainly not with that. And this card I gave them for free, by the way. Absolute goon behavior here. Frostless Gina! Oh my goodness. Okay, well now they have 1,000,000 life too. 2 taunts, please. Okay. So hit. I can deal 5 to face here, but it just doesn't matter. There's no way. This makes the Killmox slightly bigger, but it doesn't really matter because we have to exhaust the Hyper Blaster before that is at all relevant. So I'm gonna hold this one more turn. Maybe this board can somehow connect. I don't know. They're digging for stuff, I think. Gianna the Denim Lich. What? She does kind of look like she's wearing denim, to be honest. Gina, you're saying? Gina. I said Gina instead of Jaina? I don't think so. I think I said Jaina. but whatever. Doesn't matter. Gina the Tunum Lich. Alright, this is a game. Taking too long. I gotta go to bed. Okay. Man, this deck's not really killing people quickly enough, right? I think it's because our passives don't develop enough, like, follow-up pressure. Hilt's gonna save us, though. Oh my god, bro. Is this just... Is it too many? 11 silver golems. No, 12, right? 12 silver golems. Okay. More. I don't think we have like the end game. Maybe the Cthulhu was the right idea to have like some damage, because like if we don't stick that mid game board, we're just not killing them fast enough, you know? We don't have like a Bloodlust style card. We don't have an actual finisher. You know? Guys, I don't have a Hearthstone video for tomorrow. I'm so screwed. I can't get Hearthstone videos fast enough, man. It takes so long to do anything fun in Hearthstone that it takes me hours and hours to get Hearthstone videos, and then I got to take care of a baby. None of these Hearthstone videos are good enough. Like I said earlier, you just can't have mediocre Hearthstone videos and expect to get views these days. They have to be really good, which means they take a lot of time to get really good videos, which means I don't get videos. It's a good hit. That's a really good hit. How do we not have another golem? They're literally half the deck at this stage. I think I have 12 out of 30, maybe 35. That's not literally half, Regis. That's only Regis. That's only 33% of the deck. Ooh. You never think this. I wasn't trying to play it. I was trying to hover and say, you never think this sticks against a Death Knight. Oh. What? Yeah, it doesn't stick, indeed. Interesting. So, Plagiarize is okay there. Those are decent cards, I'd say. It is forged, so that's nice. Is it worth the trouble, though, or do I just do something else? Like, Cadaver Trade... Bellstalker? Save this for damage later. It's not a bad dark bargain, but I don't have, somehow I don't have any silverware golems in hand, which is honestly mind-boggling. I don't know how that's possible. I really don't know how that's possible. I'm just gonna rip this. It's okay. Nothing here is something we can't lose. I just want to get more tempo. Probably gonna hit here too, just because it feels pretty free. I just, how do I not have more golems or anything else as a payoff card here? How is my hand this bad? So, whatever. I love that we discounted the silverware golem, which is the one card that doesn't need to be discounted of all the cards. It's delightful. Huh, they prioritize the body instead of the 1/3. That's interesting. I don't blame them if they think it's a conversation about survivability over value. That does make sense. Golems, please, please, please. Golems, please, please. Nice. Hit the discounted ones, but we'll take it. It doesn't matter. Ooh, Canopic Charge could be clutch right now. Could actually be insane. Yeah. Hopefully, this is like most Death Knight board clears too, right? Most Death Knight board clears come down a little later than this, so this might actually stick. Oh, it looks like it's going to. Nice. This is clutch. This is why we took you, Canopic Jars. This is pretty good against Death Knight board clears as well, which is even better. Although they are discounting stuff, so that's not always true. They could have maybe had a board clear by now. Yeah, this is not going to get better than here for sure. We'll push face. I don't think we have a choice. We got to end the game. Hopefully between these two boards, we do just end the game. Wand would be the disaster here if they have a wand, like treasure. But we can't. We got to just go for it, you know. Not a wand, or they wouldn't have done that. Oh! Oh! The new Flame Leviathan. That's cool. They forged again, but that's just not ever good enough, right? What could the forge card be? Death Strike? That's just gonna make the board worse, maybe. Oh, well, not quite. What do we have? 5, 12, 14. No damage, though, necessarily. I think maybe some damage here? Undead. It's actually kind of nice. That's another sticky play, but not this turn. I love seeing that so much. Kind of just looking for like soul fires and stuff, maybe. Ooh, that's actually good. Not lethal yet again, but pretty good. I don't know. Let's just make one big guy here. I'm not sure if that's better or worse. Depends on the types of removal they have access to, I guess. Okay. So we have a lot left over here. This should be fine. Oh yeah, that's great. Oh, well, barely. I mean, just barely. Good God. Future Side would have been fun, but my God, that did get cheaper, by the way. All right, Canopic Jar saved a game, man. That's good. Can we hit the Quadlar already? Come on, do me a solid. Yeah. We have 15. We have 15 Silverware Golems. They're buffed, dude. They're buffed, dude. That's all that matters, all right? 15. It's actually going to be half the deck soon. All right. Yeah, this is actually a pretty solid hand. I think we'll keep Canopic Jars. And the Golems are good too. Yeah, let's just make sure we have great hits here early. I love how HS Replay just gives up too. They're like, nah, we're not gonna count, man. Just deal with it. So they have Rally and Cadaver Collector. After the first time you gain a corpse in a turn, gain 1 additional corpse. I don't think that's anything too stressful. Should be fine. Coin is not very good right now. What do they have here? I forgot already. Shadow Clone. Okay. Now maybe we do coin. Then I can't miss. And then I can still play the Courier. Okay. Witch is pretty nice. Ooh, attack. Yeah, I think that matters more than these other cards, right? We want pressure and damage. I mean, Raz is cool, but I loved Raz as a card, by the way. It's so cool, but I think damage. You know, we don't have demons necessarily, but just damage is cool. We want to create pressure, of course. Dude, we get Vaporize every time. These are both hero attack cards, which is probably not ideal for us.
You are not the boss of me.
Almost missed, man. Just gonna go face, right? I don't want this game to last too long. I do want to stick a board into Canopic Jars, so maybe Witch is actually kind of good next turn just to get 2 bodies. I don't expect to be using it defensively against a Death Knight very often, right? But Canopic Jars feels really important. Scourge Strike. Oh my God, that's so strong. What the heck? Jeez. Oh, Hunter's Insight on that hand too. Good God, man. That is so strong right now. Holy crap. Yeah, I think this is actually still the right idea here. I just want to get as much board as I can into Canopic Jars to try to stick it, but that might kill us, man. We may not get enough big board now.
Voidwalker, ring ring.
Imp is another card on board, so that's cool.
You are not the boss of me.
don't really care too much about the card draw. It's more about just that extra body. If I can stick it this turn, man, Canopic Jars might get us there. 23 is still a long way to go, to be honest. I only have Blood Fury in hand for damage. I kind of expect maybe a couple cards to get removed here. Oh, they might be taking a Plague turn, though. Don't clear anything, please. Don't clear anything, please. Should maybe think about Blood Guy, Houndy Guy too if they have a Hound. Couldn't really avoid it here. I tried to play the 1/3, put the 2/4 here. Okay, maybe not a, maybe just a Plague turn, maybe not a removal turn. Oh, looks like this is gonna die though. That's sad. Oh, it's kind of cool. Is Canopic worth it for 4? Oh, only 3. Those discounts are insane. I don't think it's worth it for 3, man. I think I gotta do more. Problem is, it just gets harder and harder to actually pull that off over time, you know? This is a good swing. Maybe this hits 2 minions. Oh, you idiot! I forgot again. Oh, it's so insane that... Oh, I hate that so much. I hate that that hits your freaking... own minions. I keep thinking it's the fatigue card. They look exactly the same. They're both 3 mana spells. In my brain, that is the fatigue card that hits all enemies. You guys know the one I'm talking about? This guy, it looks so freaking similar. I hate that they look so close and they do almost the same thing. Where is that card? Not in standard anymore? What is that card called? Am I insane? What is that card called? There's Plague Eruption and... What happened to my board? I just lose, right? We didn't hit a Canopic Jar, so... I think we're just dead. Oh, another Plague, man. Top Hat. That thing makes Top Hat kind of pointless. Everybody is hyper blessed. What is the card I'm talking about? Crescendo, that's it. Is it only 2 mana? No way. That makes this card even. It is only 2 mana. Did this used to be 3? Either way, it makes Plague Eruption. They look the same. They're both a dude with his arms raised in green. See these together? And this one's just so much better usually. I mean, I know it takes a while to scale up technically, but it only hits enemies. This card hits all stuff for some insane reason I can't imagine. I don't know why. I think we're just dead. We don't have it anymore. Oh, super dead, yeah. Which is good. I gotta go to bed. Maybe we had to Canopic Charge for 3 and hope for a miracle. Maybe I got overzealous. I didn't expect this much board to happen, to be honest, but I think the rallies just got too good. Yeah, the 2/2 is not going to be enough here. Clearly up the Shadow Clone. Full Barrage does actually tidy up a lot of the board sometimes. It's kind of a neat idea. But can I even hit it? Did hit the 8 one that we needed, but Blood Plagues are annoying. I don't think it matters though, right? I mean, they're kind of low on value, maybe? Maybe I shouldn't give this up yet. If they run out of cards, there's a possibility, right? I don't have to worry too much about my health yet, because I've got Kill Mox. Oh, that's really good though. That draws and deals my board pretty effectively. Oh, that's a lot of stuff again, unfortunately, yeah. Just waiting on a Marrow Guard in my life too, you know? Probably gotta rip this now. We're almost dead on board. Shame we can't clear something more meaningful. Good ordering on the unholy plagues though. Those are kind of whiffing. I mean, I'm dying, but you know, at least I didn't get a 2/2 out of it. This just dies to hero attack. Yeah. Didn't I have a chance to take wand, guys? We took this garbage instead. That's making me mad. I feel like I had a wand and it's gone. Where's the wand at, man? Because this is only good when we're winning. It's a win more card in some ways. It did win us a game, so that is nice. I can't deny that, but end me, please. Nope, not quite. End me, please. Almost. One more. There it is. The beautiful. Oh. It made me discard the dark bomb. That's so troll, dude. All right, I gotta go, guys. Oh, scimitar, not wand. Okay, maybe wand was the previous run. Yeah, maybe wand was the previous run. So 15 silver golems, it turns out, is not good enough, guys. We gotta have some end game to this deck. Maybe we need like a Denathrius or a Cthulhu or something, right, to seal the deal. Because you can't just win on the golems. I think you need some kind of damage follow up or something to make it better. Anyway, I gotta go, guys. That was fun. I mean, it was fun. I'm really sad we didn't get a video though, to be honest. Like, I really need a Hearthstone video. My audience is saying like, hey, you guys, you don't make Hearthstone videos anymore. But when I try, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. So we had a lot of annoying things happen. I feel like I think if I were to summarize why sometimes Hearthstone feels more frustrating to me than Marvel Snap, it's because I feel like I lose agency really often in Hearthstone. In other words, I feel like so much of what happens is out of my control. And I'm often just kind of have to succumb to sitting and watching my opponents do a thing. And part of that, I think, is inherent to asymmetrical turns. Like, you do just literally spend time watching your opponents. But I also think in some ways, especially in high power formats like Wild and Duels, there aren't a lot of comeback or recovery mechanics that are good enough. So like once a deck kind of goes, it becomes very clear at a given moment that one deck is going to win the game. Do you know what I mean? Like a deck is going to win, and there is no chance you have. Like, you're going to get outvalued. You can't survive. You're going to get comboed. Whatever it is. There is always a sense of inevitability that is achieved before the game actually terminates, which is fine. The concede exists for that. Like, you can leave the game if you think you're going to lose, but often it feels like maybe you didn't really have the ability to influence that, and it came down more to your deck, just not being the right deck. Just kind of rock, paper, scissors type thing where your deck just didn't have the cards, and maybe your plays don't influence as much as the deck you bring into the matchup, but that's not a variable you really tweak at the time of the experience. You change that variable earlier. So it doesn't feel like that's actually agency at all. It's kind of happening outside of the game space in a weird way. So, especially Duels, because you don't even get to pick like your passives you want and stuff. It's super out of your hands. I mean, you get some control, but you often get garbage, right? So I don't know, that just feels frustrating sometimes. And if you look, right, like I didn't even have a losing record tonight. We went 4-3, 3-3, and 3-3. So it's not like I was losing a ton. We actually won just as many games as we lost tonight across the board. We actually won more. We had a positive win rate on the night, but it just didn't really feel like we accomplished anything meaningful or I don't know, just like not a lot of great choices. Whereas in Marvel Snap, I feel like, number one, I don't have to watch my opponent because of symmetrical turns, which is nice. But also, there are so many underrated early game decisions that people don't realize. Like, I've been putting out this series, which not many people watch yet, but I actually think it's one of the best video series I've ever made, where I go in and I break down a turn-by-turn scenario in Marvel Snap based on viewer gameplay. Like I watch viewer submitted gameplay and then assess it. Like I spent 14 minutes breaking down a Marvel Snap game in incredible detail, right? And it's like every single turn they did something that they could have done better that would have won them the game, just based on where they play a card, you know, sequencing. Like there are so many controllable variables that make huge differences, and I don't know that that's true in Hearthstone so much. There are obviously moments that matter and big turns, clearly, don't get me wrong, but I feel like 80% of your win rate in Marvel Snap, or excuse me, in Hearthstone, is determined by the matchup. Maybe that's not right. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not good enough, right? But I feel like in Snap, it's like 30% of your win rate is determined by the matchup. It may just be a feeling. I don't even know if that's accurate. Maybe it's just something about the way cards are played out or turns are asymmetrical. It's just a perception that I have over and over again, you know? So I don't know. Particularly that wild gameplay was just silly, right? It's like, okay, I kill you on turn 3 with my mechs, or you kill me on turn 4 with your OTK combo. That just does not feel like anybody had any influence on the game. Or if you did, it's like one decision is like lethal or not lethal. It's not like incremental decisions stack up to a point where it does enough to influence the outcome. Maybe that's the feeling I have, where there's like, it's like, did you misplay or not determines whether you won a game in Hearthstone. You know what I mean? Like the decks are going to do most of the job, and then did you mess up? If you mess up, you lose. If you didn't mess up, you win. You know, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there are, you know, there's more nuance to it than that. Obviously, we're simplifying it to some extent, but I don't know. I think this is a big conversation too, but having so much card draw in Hearthstone and having so many hands and having, well, really just having so much choice. Having so many choices all the time in Hearthstone makes each choice less impactful on the outcome, because the more choices you have, they're more likely to converge to the same patterns over and over again, which is to say you're going to have more optimized turns time and time again because you have all the choices, which means you're always going to be able to do the best perfect sort of thing, which means decks always achieve optimal patterns faster and more consistently, which means there's less space for the opponent or a bad draw, or, you know, there's less room to operate against that, because one deck is going to achieve its optimized pattern so reliably that that's going to determine the winner so quickly. So if you have less cards and less choices, and you're not hitting optimized patterns as regularly, there's more wiggle room in the decision making, I guess. It's not about just being perfectly optimal. It's about making the most of bad situations sometimes. And when both players are making the most of bad situations, then decisions start to be more impactful. That's my theory anyway. But if both players are always able to do the best thing, they just always do the best thing, and there's no like tough decisions. I mean, obviously sometimes it's still hard to know what the best thing is, but I think it becomes easier. Like, oh, okay. If you're just always looking for lethals, right, then that becomes the only decision point that matters or whatever. Clearly, again, I'm simplifying this too much, but I think the trends track at least, or at least that's how I feel about it a lot of the time. I guess I wish we had smaller hands in Hearthstone and we had less things played per turn in Hearthstone on average, so that we were less, I don't know, that might have other problems. That might have the opposite problem. That may lead to like where you feel like you have nothing to do, but I don't know. It's hard. Game design's hard. It's not easy. That's what makes it hard. I don't know. You also got to balance power where you want things to be stronger and feel exciting. It's hard. I don't have the answers, obviously. So I thought I didn't have very fun playing Hearthstone tonight. I thought I was enjoying it, but tonight I think we just hit a bad stretch of games or something. I thought I had fun last month when I played though. So I don't know. I just wish I had videos. I think I have less fun when I know I'm not getting good videos. I think if I'm getting videos and I'm having fun, I'll figure something out. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go. It's late. I gotta go take care of my baby and wife. I will see all of you. Actually, maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'll take like a day off. But I plan to be streaming more now. The baby's sleeping more. I'm on more of a day schedule. So you should see more streams. I'd like to get more duels runs going. I think duels runs still do really well on YouTube when they're good. I just need to get some good duels runs. So we'll probably stream more. But thank you for hanging out. Love you all a ton. Thanks for watching. See you later. And until next time. Excuse me. Game on.